Trinice Carter claims her lash technician created a sticky situation when he used the wrong glue. Leroy McCoy says he only helped Ms. Carter because she looked like a sad poodle.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated. Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Carter versus McCoy. Ms. Carter, you are suing Mr. McCoy for $450. You say this is to cover an urgent care bill and prescription eye ointment because you claim he used the wrong glue on your eye?
Yes.
What happened?
Instead of using the actual eyelash glue, he used weave glue, and I actually caught an infection.
Oh, so for a lash application?
Yes. Well, I actually got my makeup done for him because I had a gala event to attend, and, you know, I just wanted to look cute that day and not uproar anybody, but also show them that I did have beauty and brains. And he kind of ruined my night because my eyelashes were very irritated, and I had to leave the gala early because I had to literally kept fidgeting with my eyelashes, and they started turning red, and I was quite embarrassed.
So where did you find Mr. McCoy?
I actually found McCoy via Instagram, and I admire his work. His work was very nice, and I thought he had potential.
When you say someone has potential, that doesn't seem like they're an expert in their field. It seems like there's someone starting off and you think they have potential. Did he look like he had a reputable business?
Yes, he did.
All right, Mr. McCoy, what's your response? Did you put weave glue on the eyelashes?
Your Honor, I did. You know, and at the end of the day, I have on lashes right now, and I use the same type of glue. Negative Nancy, she's trying to sit here and say that she didn't know about it or anything, but I told her, and she was okay with it. And not only that, but she rushed me, Your Honor.
Your Honor, he did not tell me about it. I actually found it quite strange because in the middle of him doing it, he's like, close your eyes. And as I'm doing that, you know, I'm kind of opening him because he's trying to put the lashes on. I kind of see that he's using weave glue. And I'm asking him like, hey, why are you using weave glue instead of eyelash glue? And he hit me with, oh, honey, this is a beauty trick. You know what I mean? We use this one because it's cheaper, honey,
See, what we
and
not
it
gonna
lasts
do-
longer. And so me thinking he's a professional, I thought I just ran with it.
First of
but
all,
I did
Your
think
Honor-
it was strange at first.
You were aware that he was using weave glue, and that's the weave for your hair.
Yes.
On your eyelash. So you're bonding an eyelash onto your eye with...
I didn't even become aware until it was already on there, and then I noticed, like...
And then you said something to him.
Yes, I said something
And what
to
was
him.
his response?
That's what he said. Oh, honey, this is the beauty trick. It's cheap.
Your Honor,
Are
I'm
you
not,
like a licensed makeup artist?
I mean, I'm not licensed, but I'm like a perfectionist because I've been doing it for over 20 years. Like, you see my face. It's beat for the gods and goddesses, okay? So, and mind you, not only that, but I have evidence. You don't need a license.
I'd like to see your evidence.
Yes, please.
What
I would
does your
do so.
evidence show?
And then not only that, Your Honor, she should be grateful and thanking the gods, like thanking God above that I even worked with her because I turned her into a Nayonce to a Slayonce,
Well,
okay?
I'm a Beyonce.
Let me tell you.
At least I'm a Beyonce.
Let me
You
tell
at the bottom of the
you. Get it
barrel,
together,
Michelle.
hon. Get it
Okay,
together.
Michelle.
Let's
Get it together.
some order. Let's
get it
get some
together.
order. All right, so...
There's my evidence, honey boo boo.
least I was
So-
a
Now check
Beyonce.
that.
At least
Okay,
I'm a
Mr.
Beyonce.
McCoy, I want to understand one thing now. I asked
Yes.
you, were you a licensed makeup artist?
I've been, Your Honor, no, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a licensed makeup artist, but I've been doing it for over 20 years. I work out of my house. I've worked with so many big named, you know, performers, entertainers, and worked events. So it's like I'm good at what I do.
So why didn't you bother to ever get a license?
Well, you know, I just got busy, so you know,
busy.
I didn't ever think that I would need to.
So do you live in a state where a license is required?
I live in a state where it's not required. It's not required in Texas.
So you have your Instagram page up as your marketing?
Yes. Looks by Leroy.
Looks
Let's get
by
into
Leroy.
it.
I
Yes.
love an L word.
Yes.
I love that.
Leroy.
Leroy. Yes, honey.
That's what
Okay.
the L stands for, honey.
You're just a
Loser.
wannabe. You're such a wannabe.
I'm not a wannabe, honey.
Honey,
I'm
clean up that
actually-
mess
Okay,
before you try to
let's
come
look
for
at
me.
this. Hey, I'm pink one, you pink
let's
too.
get some order. Let's get some order.
Coming up,
Well, you agreed to do her service.
I did because I was like, because I feel bad for her, just like right now looking like a little poodle, a sad poodle over there on top of her head.
You over here looking like Barney, but okay.
And later,
What did he do? He put roses on the floor.
Oh, he had the
How can I
roses
take
on the
him
floor and
serious?
everything?
Just trying to make it a nice Valentine's Day. Well,
we're back with the case of Trinice Carter, who is suing her lash technician, Leroy McCoy, for causing an eye infection.
What is that evidence you have?
This is the evidence of the
That's
weave
what he
glue
used?
that he used. And after
Let me see that,
doing
Sean.
research, we actually found that it's not good to use or safe to use around the eye.
Can
and
you
it
please
does
hand up
pull.
all of your evidence?
Yes, I sure can. Here's my red eyes. And here's me sliding into his DM. And then he replies and says, yikes. Okay, Nicki Minaj. And here is the meme of him subbing me after I slid into his DM to let him know my eyes were irritated.
He sub.
So as if he sent a subliminal message and posted it on his Instagram story.
If the shoe
subbing
fits,
me.
wear it.
Oh, is that what?
Damn
Did
right I'm
you
gonna
know
wear it. I'm
that's
Cinderella,
what it was
honey.
called?
You got me on the sub. I thought she
Like,
said snub.
Snub.
but
I understood snub. So, Miss Carter, I'm looking at your evidence here. I can see that your eyes are quite red. And then I see that you sent a message. Just wanted to let you know I got a really bad allergic reaction last night. You show him the picture of your eyes, and you write back, Mr. McCoy, yikes. And then you say you probably shouldn't be using the weave bonding glue on the lashes. It doesn't sound like to me you were coming for him very hard in these messages. You were simply saying, I don't think you should be using this. How did this escalate to you deciding to sue?
Well, it actually escalated to me deciding to sue is because he posted on his Insta story after I literally slid in his DM. He posted on his Insta story sending a subliminal meme towards me instead of tagging me. And yeah.
Oh, so the
Then I looked-
subliminal meme was, oh, you're a customer? Please enlighten me on how to do my job correctly. Was that directed towards Ms. Carter, Mr. McCoy?
Your Honor, it wasn't directed towards her. It was something that I was just in the moment and I wanted to post because I'm a hard-working man, you know, and I just don't like, I didn't like how she was coming towards me. She was already negative, and she was just negative, and she was just like she bum rushed me. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't appreciate it.
Well, you agreed to do her service.
I did because I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead because I feel bad for her, just like right now looking like a little poodle, a sad poodle over there on top of her head.
You over here looking like Barney, but okay.
Anyways, at the end of the day, I gave her the service, and she wants to cry wolf to me. That's not my responsibility. And mind you, I told you, I tell all my clients, I'm letting them know what I'm using. So I told her, I said, you know, I'm going to use the hair glue. Is that okay? Because I use it all the time. And she's like, oh yeah, that's fine. I got to go to this place, and I got to look good, but just, you know, try to hurry up. So that's what I did.
You took the client on, yes or no?
That is correct.
You agreed to provide a service, that is correct.
That's correct.
Is it your assertion that because she was in a rush or kind of caught you at a time when you were busy and you said bum rush, is that an excuse to not provide a full service if you take the full money?
Well, that's where you're wrong, Your Honor, because I provided the full service. She got
not,
her
sir.
face beat. She had the eyelashes. I told her exactly what I was putting on her.
You didn't tell me,
and
sir.
anything
I
else.
asked you.
Excuse me, she's talking to me, not you. So let's
Okay,
check
Mr.
that.
McCoy, I'm trying to give you a break
Check
because
yourself.
I'm trying to give you a chance to make it make sense to me why you chose to use weave glue instead of eyelash glue for eyes. And you've got a lot of smart talk. I'm just hoping that's backed up by smart business practices.
Yes.
Which I don't see. So, you know, you're going to tell me why I'm wrong, and I'm listening because I want to know why you believed your choice was right.
My choice was right because I even told her that she doesn't have pictures of the messages or anything like that, but I even told her when she got there. I
Do you
said,
have pictures of the messages?
I don't, Your Honor. But I will just say that I did let her know that, you know, I don't have the other product as far as the lash glue, but I do use the wig glue, you know.
Oh,
and
where's that message? Do you have that, Miss Carter? You
No,
say he
I
told
don't
you
have
that in
that
advance. Did he tell you that in advance? Because
No,
that
he
wasn't
did
your
not.
testimony.
No, he
Your
did not.
testimony was you were getting your eyelashes
How
done
she'll
and you
lie.
had your eyes blinking, and when you kind of looked up, you realized it was weave glue and not eye glue.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
So are
Your
you
Honor.
testifying that he told you in advance that he didn't have the eye glue product, or he did?
No, he didn't tell me in
All right,
advance.
I've heard enough. Now you've got maybe a process that you've decided to use, and maybe people you've used it on have not been affected. But that does not in any way prohibit you from being liable to someone who it does affect. And it is obvious it affected Miss Carter. It gave her a reaction. Her eyes were red. I was happy when you told me I was wrong, because I was wanting you to tell me how I was wrong, because what I already knew as judge of this court is you were dead wrong for using that eye glue. And because of that, judgment for the plaintiff for $450. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $450.
By who? Loser.
You'll still never look good, honey.
Loser.
That's chump change to me.
Sure.
Just like your look.
You may now exit the court.
Coming up,
You were coming to get gym equipment at 10:30 at night,
I work during the day, Your Honor.
all the way till 10:30 at night.
Absolutely. I work at a hardware store. I have to close.
So I see here that she's giving you consistently until May 31st to get your things. May 31st, May 31st. So what prevented you?
Don Norton claims he can no longer exercise because his ex-fiancée kicked him and his gym equipment to the curb. Niecy Bowles says she warned Mr. Norton what would happen, but he didn't listen.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Norton versus Bowles. Mr. Norton, you are suing Ms. Bowles for $654.86 for gym equipment you say she threw away after you all broke up.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Explain what happened to the court.
Put simply, we had an argument on Valentine's Day. Niecy was expecting me to propose, or actually to set a date for our wedding, which I did not. She was despondent by that and needed some time alone. In response, I went to stay with my mother for a couple of days. When I came back, she had locked the doors, changed the locks, and locked the garage.
You were living together at the time?
We were.
Whose name was on the lease?
Hers.
So, Niecy, you look like you are over it. What is your response to Mr. Norton's claims that you broke up because he wouldn't set a wedding date?
Because we are together 5 years and we were engaged for 3 years. We are engaged more than we've been dating for. And of course, I'm 41 years old. My clock is ticking. I was expecting him to set a date for our wedding. And what did he do? He put roses on the floor.
Oh, he had the
How can I
roses
take
on the
him
floor and
serious?
everything? And you thought you were going to get a date for the wedding and he never said anything?
He never said anything.
I was just trying to make it a nice Valentine's Day.
Coming up,
Just waste my
Right.
time and then go for a younger girl.
When does your visa run out?
He brought the visa up into it?
It's the only thing that makes sense, Your Honor.
we're back with a dispute between exes Don Norton and Niecy Bowles over trash gym equipment.
So the issue then becomes you're suing her because you say she disposed of your gym equipment.
That's
What
correct.
happened to the gym equipment?
We did agree upon me removing the equipment, but she made
When
things
did you agree on that?
over text.
Do you have those texts?
I do.
I'd like to see him, please. Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
Hey, Don, when will you be able to pick up your gym stuff? Oh, you asked him. Not sure yet. What's the rush? That's you.
Correct.
It's already been a month. You trying to get rid of me like that? Laugh out loud. Okay, Wednesday, 10:30 p.m.-ish. I'm not falling for that again. So you were coming to get gym equipment at 10:30 at night,
I work during the day, Your Honor.
all the way till 10:30 at night?
Absolutely. I work at a hardware store. I have to close.
So I see here that she's giving you consistently until May 31st to get your things. May 31st, May 31st. So what prevented you?
I did not have access to a truck. That was my cousin. He was going to be there to help me pick that stuff up.
So how long after he moved out did you end up giving his stuff away?
3 months. I just put it on the curb like I promised to.
Oh, you told him it's going on the curb at this date.
I told him for 1 month. I told him, please, you have the deadline till May 31st. After that, I will put all your stuff just on the curb on the street. I couldn't do anything with my garage.
An
because it
hour
was
garage?
full of-
The 5 years? What are you talking about?
Hold on, Mr. Norton. You just got really upset.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
Why this passion didn't translate into a wedding date?
I was trying to become a better person. I was trying to do better and
It's a lie. You was never gonna marry me. You was always just wanted to get comfortable in my house, just to get back on your feet, just waste my
Right.
time, and then go for a younger girl.
When does your visa run out?
You brought the visa up into it?
It's the only thing that makes sense, Your Honor. Her visa runs out
But
next
that's
year.
5 years you all were together. 3
Correct.
years you were engaged. I don't see her in one text message talking about, oh, but my visa. It's you trying to get back in that house because you become so accustomed to having your cake and eating it too. The only problem is now that this gym equipment is gone, you might have your cake and you might eat it too, but you ain't gonna have no gym equipment to work it off. You had 3 months to get it. She gave you a solid 30 days to come pick it up. And she said it was going on the curb. And this is in writing. For that reason, my judgment is for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
You grow up finally. That's what your mom.
My mama warned me about women like you.
She was always complaining about you to me.
You may now exit the courtroom.
As your second mom.
Georgia and Trevor Egan claim false accusations of infidelity drove them to couples therapy. Joseph Ramos says Mr. Egan is a serial cheater and only has himself to blame.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Egan versus Ramos. Mr. Egan, you are suing Mr. Ramos for $1,600 for fees for couples therapy. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And you say that he did cheat, he's telling the truth, and you don't owe him any money.
Yes. Your
All
Honor.
right, let's start from the beginning. How did we get here?
Well, Your Honor, our extensive history, Joseph and I, starts in college at USW Dallas. And he was my roommate. During college, I started dating a lot of different women. He started to become jealous. He started to see me in a different type of light because he was envious. Then he started to badmouth me behind my back. He'd go each and every girlfriend and make up lies about me, create disarray in my life. He even stole test scores from the exam and then go straight to me and say, hey, Trevor was the one that did it, wasn't me. Never stopped until I got married to my lovely wife, Georgia, and then we started to live our lives together. We had 2 kids, and I'm a pilot by trade. I flew across the country, and my buddy Joseph decided to attack my wife once again and start bad-mouthing me.
You all were friends from college.
We were friends from college, and when it got to the point of we're having the mix of circle of friends, everybody has the same people, same group. I didn't like them, but my wife knew them.
So
they
you're
became
friends by association.
By only association. at
Okay,
this-
so you have mutual friends.
Mutual friends, but that's the furthest.
We're friends.
My wife is friends with them. They were going to a wedding. We're all person in college. They all graduated. They're going to the wedding. We all got invited. I couldn't make it. So at a time where people were supposed to exchanging vows, everyone's partying, enjoying their time, I'm not there. I'm at work. Joseph took it upon himself to once again throw a wrench in my marriage and attack my life, saying rumors to her saying that, hey, he's been cheating on you, he's been doing these things, and just completely bad-mouthing me.
So, Mr. Ramos, I want to ask you this. He seems to think you've had it out for him for years.
Those are all lies.
Is that true?
No.
So what is your opinion and your feelings towards Mr. Egan?
Honestly, we've been friends like back in the college days, but he was always been a friend to me. We were even roommating together, and I've seen everything about him, and I got to know him, and honestly, I got tired of it, and he's honestly been cheating, and he's cheated since day one, and he's cheated on all his relationships.
And so what? Something about him just irks you because what is it? I mean, I don't mean this in a funny way, but why is it your business or your care?
Because she's a friend of mine. She's my best friend. I love her like a sister.
Okay.
I never had any type of feelings
So
for
your
her.
allegiance is with Mrs. Egan.
Yes, Your Honor.
He was always in love with her, Your Honor. He always loved her. And she can attest to that as well. Like, he's always had a thing for her because he's always been jealous.
No, Your Honor, I've never been in love. I've always took care of her. Their marriage has been falling since day one. She's been coming to me venting.
That was one time we were going through a rough patch.
It's been multiple times.
He was traveling, and I'm taking care of his 2 kids.
Mr. Ramos, you're saying you're a dedicated friend.
Yes.
You're there for her.
Yes.
You've even walked her through a rough patch with
Yes.
Mr. Egan when they were having a rough patch. You were there to confide in, and you were her confidant.
Yes.
Is that true?
Earlier he said
we
best
were just
friend.
best friends.
And
Well, that's what best friends do,
I
right?
think that's
Yes.
a bit too.
Nothing
bit
else.
too much.
And she always came to me to vent, and I always helped her through everything. And she always explained to me why isn't
That
he
was
answering
2
the
times.
phone, answering the text during the day, during
It
the
was
nights.
honestly 2 times, Ramos.
And
You just got to let go, man.
I
It's
think-
like you're not going to be with my wife ever. So
I
you just gotta let
don't
go.
know if it was that. He also flies, so he
I
can't.
don't have
not.
feelings for you. You're my best friend, but I'm not gonna let
She
you get
obviously
hurt
doesn't
by
feel
a
the
guy
same
that
way.
this guy's been cheating on you
Like,
since
is that
the
your
beginning.
MO? Go be a home wrecker, just throw wrenches? Hey,
Well,
man,
All
he's
right,
cheating.
let's direct the testimony to me.
Okay.
Because I do really want to understand how over these years this disconnection, whatever this thing is between you two, has developed.
Coming up,
What proof do you have
I'd
that
love to
he's
see
been
this.
cheating?
Love to see
I have
this.
a witness.
A witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like that witness to be escorted into the court.
and later,
Her son ended up throwing food, salami sandwiches, into the pit, causing us to get kicked out, fined even.
back with a dispute between Georgia and Trevor Egan, who are suing Joseph Ramos for their couple's therapy bills.
Ms. Egan, you've played a part in it because your husband spends so much time away working or whatever he may be doing. I mean, I don't know who to believe yet, but he spends so much time away. You then are relying on Mr. Ramos in an unhealthy way to kind of fill in the gap, talk to, and work through some of the issues you may have. You're shaking your head, but when he said, I talked to you when he was cheating or you guys had an issue, you said, yes, I did do that.
2, maybe 3 times.
In our 4-year of marriage. 2 or 3
Two,
times.
maybe 3
all the time.
times. That's significant. That makes a person feel like they're your confidant. Do you or do you not admit to talking to
I
Mr.
do ad-
Ramos
I
2
do
to 3
admit,
times about your marriage
I do.
and confiding in him?
Yes.
Is he your best friend? He says you're his best friend. Is he your best friend?
More during our college years. I would say since we got married, I kind of have been focusing more on my marriage and our 2 kids.
So you just come to him and use him when you need him.
When they see each other, Your Honor, it's brief. It's when I'm out of town because she's lonely. She doesn't have, and I can't answer the calls, and that's the majority of the time when they talk is because I'm in the plane. I can't answer.
But it's not just Joseph.
Please, Lord, don't let him answer the phone while he's flying. Listen. And what's confusing me is you suing for $1,600 for couples therapy. You all don't seem like a couple who needed any therapy, or either whatever kind of therapy you got sure enough worked, because it didn't seem like you all been through anything. Everything you say, your wife just goes, oh, I don't know, I kind of knew him.
Well, we all have our hiccups,
What
Sharon.
happened? I want to know how this became so contentious, why you think Mr. Ramos is trying to throw you under the bus, and Mr. Ramos, I want to understand why you think Miss Egan need to be warned.
Before a wedding, I met up with an old friend of mine, and she actually told me that he's been cheating on her. And so I have valid proof that he's been cheating.
What proof do you have
No, I'd
that
love to
he's
see
been
this.
cheating?
Love to see
I have
this.
a witness.
A
Your Honor.
witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like that witness to be escorted into the court. Sean, will you please escort Miss Silva into the court? All right now.
Hi, my name is Naomi Silva. I'm here on behalf of Joseph to show evidence that Trevor has been cheating on his wife.
Glad to see it.
Okay. So you came in with your evidence. Sean, pass me Miss Silva's evidence.
Thank you very much.
So, Miss Silva, you say you have the proof.
I do, and it's all right there.
It's in the form of text messages.
Yes, social media.
What-
Oh, it's a
Snapchat.
DM.
Yes.
All right, I
A
have to learn
private
these things.
message.
I'm a little old.
That's
This is-
Snapchat. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
that's not
that
a
one they
DM.
erase. Yeah, that's
It's a Snapchat. Okay, I got to learn. All right, so I'm not sure you do. You're married, right? Then Trevor, which is Mr. Egan, responds, old habits die hard.
There's no way.
And then Miss Silva, you put ... And Mr. Egan says, you there? And then you say, I'm not sure this is a good idea. Uh-oh.
You're looking at a Snapchat platform. Where's the validity of this? Where's the background?
Your username. It's
Oh,
right
the
there.
username.
That's
Anybody
you.
can make the username. This is guaranteed not me. And if it was
That
a
is
drunken
you.
text or something like that,
Oh,
it is
if it
just
was,
a text.
is it-
I don't believe it was, but if it was,
A drunken text. He's continuously messaged me, sent me pictures, videos, saying
Wow.
that he married the wrong woman and that he's gonna leave her to be with me.
prove it.
So if that's
Other
drunk,
than Snapchat.
oh, there's
What do you
many
mean drunken
messages.
text? Because it
So-
sounded like you were unsure if you
Miss
said it or
Silva,
not.
did you bring any of those pictures and videos you're testifying about?
So this is what I saved, and I think this is valid enough. He's talking about how he misses my body and that he wants to sleep with me again.
When you're spreading rumors to the wife about cheating and having sex with other people, did I have sex with you?
Oh, but we did sleep together. We slept together all throughout college.
College,
Not
and you're
all
just a
throughout-
scorned woman. You're a scorned woman trying to get back
I
at
do
me.
not want you at all, please. The evidence
you're
is
trying to get
there.
back. I never dated you.
He continues to message me. If you don't want to be with me, stop messaging me. Stop sending me pictures. Stop contacting me.
Does this look like what your husband's account looks like? You look a little nervous right now. You don't seem as convinced that your husband is telling the truth, that this wasn't him. What are you feeling in this moment?
I am familiar with that, the avatar.
You're familiar with the avatar. It looks
That's-
like it could be his page.
That's his avatar.
And how does that make you feel looking at that?
Did you send those texts?
No.
Even if they were.
Definitely didn't send them.
That's his message.
Yeah, but you said, oh, maybe if I was drunker.
And
I
we
don't
talked
know.
about in counseling, if we're going through it, if I get a text, but I've
you
never
could've-
acted on
so,
anything.
So you could
Ever.
have been
All
drunk
right, well,
and
it
you
looks
could
like you all got a lot more to work out in counseling. We don't need to work it out here, and we the people. Because we the people already understand that y'all need to stay in counseling. Mr. Ramos don't owe you a dime. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All right.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The co-plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I don't know why you had. I don't know. I mean,
Dude, I swear.
put
to
me
you,
through this to embarrass me in front of
it was to get him, and he's
all
the
these
one
people
attacking.
and our friends.
This is from college years ago. I haven't touched her or seen her. I'm sorry. I understand your position looking in, and I get it. But dude, this wasn't me. I want him to pay
I
for
don't know. I
counseling
need-
because he's a little weasel.
No, I need a lot of time. I need time.
Take
I
your
need a
time,
lot of
whatever you
time.
need, and then we'll talk.
Coming up,
She's screaming about something about sandwiches and gummy bears and throwing them off in the gorilla pit and all this other stuff, and my son's responsible.
Susan Leonard claims her family was kicked out of the zoo after her son's friend threw food in the gorilla pit. Lauren Nevin says the children were in the plaintiff's care, so she's not responsible.
This is the case of Leonard versus Nevins. Ms. Leonard, you are suing Ms. Nevins for $692.48 for fines you incurred. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Explain to the court what happened.
Well, I had taken her son to the zoo, and her son and my son are friends. And I have been with them for a very long time. They're close friends. They're in my neighborhood. And she went to work. I brought him over, and we all went to the zoo with my daughter and my son. We ended up having a good time at the petting zoo. When we moved on to the gorilla, I think it was like the gorilla unit, her son ended up throwing food, salami sandwiches, into the pit, causing us to get kicked out, fined even.
Ms. Evans, I want to go to you. So you've known Ms. Leonard for a long time.
Yes. And she's a stay-at-home mom, so all the kids gather, they hang out all the time. She takes them to the movies, there's pool parties. This day, though, she wanted to take all the kids to the zoo. So all I get later is a phone call where she's screaming about something about sandwiches and gummy bears and throwing them off in the gorilla pit and all this other stuff, and my son's responsible.
I had told him repeatedly, please stop, no. And this all occurred behind my back. Every time I turned around, he would stop, he would do it. I even caught the security even telling him and the crew who worked there.
So you told him multiple times to stop throwing things in there. Even the security told him, don't throw items in there.
Very defiant.
And I'm sure at the zoo somewhere they had a sign.
Yep, there's a sign. I have proof right here.
I'd like to see that, but you don't even really need to send that. I've been to enough places to know they're going to tell you don't touch anything. Don't throw anything in there. Yeah, here it is. Do not feed the animals.
Coming up.
Well, after they told him repeatedly to stop, they said, you know, you have to get out of here. Even on the sign it says that we'll be taken out because of that.
We're back with the case of Susan Leonard, who brought Lauren Nevins to court over zoo fines.
What happened when they threw you out? What happened exactly? Take me to that moment.
Well, after they told him repeatedly to stop, they said, you know, you have to get out of here. Even on the sign it says that we'll be taken out because of that. And even I could go to jail.
All right, so someone came up to you and said, you're all going to have to leave.
Yes.
How many of you were there?
There was me, my daughter, my son, and her son.
Okay, did any of the kids throw anything into the area?
No, none of the other kids did. From my point of view, if my son was here, he would be able to say that he also did it.
He would be able to say that he also did it?
Yeah, when I talked to him at home, he said that he was not a part of that. They were just doing what kids do, playing with each other.
So you're saying your son will say that he did not throw anything into the cage?
He did not throw anything.
All right, so Ms. Nevins, I want to come back to you. When you heard, you said there was a whole big thing, we got thrown out of the park, it's Joshua's fault.
Yep.
And how did you respond?
That's absolutely ridiculous. And of course I'm not going to pay that fine. It's almost $700 for what? I mean, he was in your care. He was in her care. There, on that sign right there, it says that if you are under 16 years old, you need a guardian accompanying you.
And he did have that, right?
He did.
Right. He had
and I thought I could trust
an adult accompanying him.
Yeah. So if your son was in my care, I would expect the same thing.
Had your child gotten hurt in Ms. Leonard's care, she could potentially have been held responsible for her negligence or her, willful disregard for his safety. Joshua, stand up for the court, please. It is the opinion of this court that your child has far, exceeded in age where this woman could be responsible for where he was standing, what he was doing. He was told multiple times not to do it. He did it anyway. Under the law, parents, they can be held responsible for their child's willful misconduct. For that reason, judgment for the plaintiff for $692.48. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $692.48.
Joshua, I just hope you understand that this was a learning experience for you and my son also. And I understand that things in our community are, not the same as they're going to be, but I hope we all learn and grow from it.
Lena Jackson Moore claims her life turned upside down after her friend wrecked her eyebrows. Hannah Johnson claims she told Ms. Moore not to make such a drastic change, but there was no reasoning with her.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated. Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Moore versus Johnson. Ms. Moore, you are suing Ms. Johnson for $1,800. You say she was negligent when she microbladed your eyebrows. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Explain to the court what happened.
So I met Hannah and we became friends, and I told her that she had beautiful eyebrows and I wanted beautiful eyebrows too. If you don't mind, Your Honor, can I show you a picture of my eyebrows before? So they were very thin, blonde eyebrows, and I wanted them to be a little bit more thicker and a little bit more dark. So Hannah told me she was a microblading artist and that she could help me with this. And I told her that I wanted them to look similar to like Brooke Shields or
Well, it's interesting you say that, because when you were standing up here and I looked at your eyebrows, it was the first thing I thought, like, oh, she has eyebrows like Brooke Shields. I was literally thinking that before you said
These
that.
are even bigger. They're like...
So listen, I want to go to Ms. Johnson because I want you to explain the process you go through. How do you go to determine what type of eyebrow you should draw, or however they call it, tattoo, for a person? How do you go about deciding that?
Thank you. Your Honor, first and foremost, as Ms. Moore has already established, she and I are friends first. We did not meet under any professional circumstance. I met her at a party, and as her friend, I suggested, as her friend and professional, that she not go for the Brooke Shields, Frida Kahlo, or Lily Collins look as she put in her questionnaire. If you'd like, I can show you the questionnaire I give all of my clients.
Yes, I'd like to see that. So you say it wasn't a business relationship, but you did have her fill out this questionnaire.
I did. I treated her with the same impartiality I would treat any of my clients. Because I care about her personally, I did go ahead and give my personal and professional suggestion. Hey girl, I don't know if the Frida Kahlo look is gonna necessarily work for you. What she wanted was something much thicker, much darker than what she was naturally given. My job as a microblading artist is to make small incisions into my client's skin and fill it in with semi-permanent to permanent tattoo grade ink.
But what
because
I don't
know
understand
this is
here is why you just changed them so drastically, directly, without taking small steps, showing me. I was so...
So wait, I'm looking at the questionnaire and I'm looking at the pictures where it's you choose your color and your shape.
And what she chose, if you'd like, I can show you the rest of the questionnaire. What she chose was something much thicker.
Dark
the
color.
bottom dark.
I see that.
Along with the chart where it shows the thickest block that you can get in terms of shape. What I suggested as her friend and as a professional esthetician was the top brow shape and tint that you see there. Something light, something a bit more thin, but still something more than what she was given naturally.
Did you choose this darker brow, Ms. Moore?
Yes, I did.
And so you chose a dark brow, but what about the brow you have don't you like? You don't like the shape, you don't like the color, what?
Well, it's darker and it's bigger because it's just like my entire face. When I walk around in the streets, people are just staring at me, laughing at me, and I work as a hostess at a restaurant, and they barely call me anymore because...
For your eyebrows?
Of how I look.
First of all, you don't look that bad. I will say that. It may not be what you want, but you are not, you know, looking like some freak.
I feel like one.
Well, I can see you're very upset.
I just wish she would have taken it in steps and showed me, because she was so sure that this was not a good fit for me, and she as a professional should give me professional advice.
And I think she did give you the professional advice, but you wanted a dark brow because the people we are talking about wear very dark brows. And I will say that I think she even went a little lighter than the brow you chose. And
because they're way bigger.
Coming up.
She wants eyebrows to stand out. Very bushy shape.
But these are so
extra large. What you're describing is what you have.
No, these are way bigger than what I described.
And later.
I told him all of the terrible experiences that I've had with dating apps. And he said, don't worry about that. This is a matchmaking service. I do all the screening for you. Not a single date was good.
We're back with the case of Lena Jackson Moore, who brought Hannah Johnson to court over a microblading procedure.
The minute she saw what she looked like, she ran out of my salon. If you'd like, I can show you the invoice where she did not pay me for any of my services.
I'd like to see the invoice, please.
but I still think that she should have taken it into steps, even though if I wanted it a certain way, she wouldn't even show this to the world because she is even embarrassed
Your Honor,
about
would you like
the
to see
result.
the rest of the questionnaire wherein my suggestions are clearly printed?
Yes.
They were all met with offense, and they were all disregarded. As her friend and as a professional, I let her know what I thought would look good on her and what would be more of a better fit.
So you say, I recommend medium and just slightly darker.
But caterpillar eyebrows was not
what
I
shape
asked
and
for.
size do you want? Very bushy shape.
But these are so
extra
bushy.
large. What you're describing is what you have.
No, these are
my
way
job.
bigger than what I described. And as a professional, you didn't take it into steps. And then
Okay, what are the steps? What steps could you take it in?
There aren't any. Because I know this is a financial commitment as well as an aesthetic choice, I make sure I go through this questionnaire. I make sure I establish this is going to be a painful process. It's tattooing. I'm using a needle, I'm using ink. Tattoo artists
Your
don't
Honor.
stop in between and ask, does this color work for you? Does
Yeah,
this
that's
hurt?
what I've heard
They
people do.
established that prior to the
And
procedure
you said
as it was.
clearly that it wouldn't look good on me.
And you
And why
insisted.
didn't you stop saying like this is what would look good at you? Instead, you just kept
Ms.
going.
Moore, that's what the questionnaire is. And you're so upset right now, like it's
yeah, because
not.
it's such an emotional trauma for me. Because it's just like walking
So
around
now
in the
you
street
didn't
and
even
people
pay
are
for them.
laughing.
People are not walking down the street laughing at your eyebrows.
They are.
They are not. Trust me. This is you imagining this. There is no one walking down the street
And why-
laughing at your eyebrows.
Why don't my boss call me to work?
Probably because you running around the office acting like you don't have no sense, or wherever it was, the restaurant. Where'd you work?
A restaurant. That's
Yeah, you don't have a personality anymore because you're stressed about these eyebrows you asked for.
Yeah, but I wish that she, as a friend, would have helped me out.
She
There is
did.
no stopping and
She
starting
did on
in
this
this process, Your
questionnaire.
Honor.
This is what you asked for. This is what I suggest. This is what you asked for. This is what I suggest. Which eyebrow do you choose? The darkest one. You put it on. Now you don't like it. I realize you are upset that you don't like it, but I don't know why you're upset with Ms. Johnson instead of with yourself, because you did not listen to the professional. Now let me ask you this: you didn't pay. So you're suing for $1,800. What's that for?
Because I want these to get rid of these. I want a permanent tattoo removal. Sorry, I'm so emotional. I want a permanent tattoo removal so I can have my regular eyebrows back that I pencil in and that I can look like myself again. So if you don't mind, Your Honor, here is an invoice for the permanent tattoo removal. I will need 12 sessions at $150 each.
When she came to me initially saying, I don't want to pencil my eyebrows in every day. I'd like something more permanent, something longer lasting than a brow tint, which would have only lasted a few months.
But
she knew coming into
Did she
this
do
process-
permanent or semi-permanent?
She went permanent.
Oh, okay.
But between permanent and semi-permanent lasts up to 6 months. Permanent lasts up to a year.
But
So
this is
regardless
like
of what she
waking
did,
up
it
from a
would have been a
nightmare.
long-lasting result.
So the bottom line is, after a year or so of this, these eyebrows that she had are going to start fading
They're gonna
anyway.
start fading, yes.
And they're going to need to be touched up.
Yes.
All right. I've heard enough. Ms. Moore, you so pitiful. You really are. I can tell you really don't like these eyebrows. And I feel badly for you because I know that eyebrows are just an important part of a woman's face that we're very particular about. It's just a thing, and I get that. What I do understand is that Ms. Johnson really did do her due diligence. She really did walk you through the process. She really did make suggestions to you, not just orally, but in writing about what she thought would look best. And you did, in fact, choose an eyebrow that is even darker than the one that she did. I hate this for you because I know you're upset, but unfortunately, this court cannot award you $1,800 to get eyebrows removed that you chose. This is on you. And if you don't like them and you feel the need to get them removed, you will have to pay for that yourself. I would say to you, with any beauty choice that you first don't like, whether it's a hair color or a haircut, and women in the gallery, you can attest to this. Sometimes we want to do a drastic change. When she said drastic change, I was like, we've all been there, where you want that drastic change and then you do it and you're like, right? I shouldn't have done that. But if you give yourself time you may begin to feel more comfortable with it. But I'm here to tell you right now, you still look beautiful. Your eyebrows are not completely and totally out of pocket. And if they were, I would tell you. Trust me, I'm here to tell people the truth. That's my job. All right? All right?
All right.
Court is adjourned. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I'm sorry, girl.
Wait for that bad review. So
I offered to color correct it for you for free. I did my due diligence. Good luck, sis.
Coming up,
The first man that I went out with was super overweight when I also put in my profile that I'm very passionate about fitness and eating healthy. My second and third date were both people that have never been out of Chicago, so no travel experience there. And then I had a man that had 5 children.
Wow.
Heaven Presley claims she failed to find love after 6 months with a matchmaker, despite his guarantee. Sam Garrett claims Ms. Presley didn't give her dates a chance.
This is a case of Presley versus Garrett. Ms. Presley, you are suing Mr. Garrett for $3,750 because you say his matchmaking service failed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell the court what happened.
I am suing Mr. Garrett for $3,750 because that's what I paid him in matchmaking service fees. He guaranteed that I'd find a relationship after 6 months in our 6-month contract. I filled out a profile, and none of the people I went on dates with matched my profile at all.
Okay, so let me understand the process. Mr. Garrett, you run a matchmaking business?
Yes.
All right. And as part of that business, people come in and express to you the kind of mate they are looking for? Or do you interview people and match them to someone you feel they would be a good match with?
We have people come in and we interview them, and we get a survey of what they're looking for in a potential partner. And we try and match them together based on how they fill out our intake form.
Okay, so what did you say you wanted?
I said that I'm passionate about traveling, that I'm a Christian, that I wanted somebody that was in the same stage of life as myself, which is no kids. And all of the dates I went on, the first man that I went out with was super overweight when I also put in my profile that I'm very passionate about fitness and eating healthy. My second and third date were both people that have never been out of Chicago, so no travel experience there. And then I had a man that had 5 children already.
Wow.
Yes. And then there was another man who was not ready to commit.
Coming up,
I think she would have been fine if she didn't find love, if she just went on some decent dates. But she didn't even get that.
we're back with a dispute between Heaven Presley and Sam Garrett over matchmaking services.
Do you have a copy of your intake form that Ms. Presley filled out?
I do not have a copy of the intake form, but I do have a copy of the contract that she did sign.
I'll look at that.
And on my profile form, I put completely different thing than any of the dates that I went on.
Okay, so she says she's interested in fitness and you give her someone that is not physically fit.
Wow.
She says she's interested in travel and you give her someone that's never left the city of Chicago.
Again, the
you
matches
say
are-
she's interested in this time of her life, having no kids and being free to travel, and you match her with somebody with 5 kids. How do you avoid becoming a place that just basically promises people love, letting them fill out certain questionnaires, and then you just line up any random people, and then they go on dates, and then if they don't find love, you didn't guarantee it anyway, so you're okay.
First of all, we cannot guarantee it. We don't guarantee it, but we try and bring people closer to meeting people they would not normally meet in their day-to-day lives.
He promised me in person. He said that I would find love.
So, Mr. Garrett, why'd you come to court with a copy of the contract but not a copy of the intake form?
Oversight.
Did you come to court with evidence of the people you matched her with, like these people she says she went out with? Do you have evidence of those people?
I don't have the evidence, although I do, of them directly. I did talk with them.
All right. I've heard enough. It is clear to me when you, and that's why I wanted to make it clear, Are you a service that matches based upon criteria? Are you a service that matches upon like you believing why these certain people are good matches for her?
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
I was giving you time to testify, Mr. Garrett, so I could get a better understanding about the process and whether or not a person coming into your business should expect to leave with people who match what she wants for herself or what she really hasn't thought about wanting for herself. You could not make that clear. And it seems very clear to me that Ms. Presley was clear about what she wanted. It has been determined by this court, judgment for the plaintiff for $3,750 because I do not believe you got what you were bargained for in this contract. And Mr. Garrett, in the future, when you are matching, you have to make sure that you are specific about what your service is. I think she would have been fine if she didn't find love, if she just went on some decent dates. But she didn't even get that. Judgment for the plaintiff, $3,750. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $3,750.
I didn't exaggerate. I did not exaggerate.
It's an exaggeration.
No, she ruled in my favor.
You may now exit the courtroom.
Ladies first.
Newlywed Nicole Jackson claims her special day was nearly ruined by an incompetent wedding planner who had a panic attack. Tim Sullivan says he did his best despite the circumstances.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is a case of Jackson versus Sullivan. Ms. Jackson, you are suing the defendant for $1,000 for not executing the day of your wedding. He was your planner, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain to the court what happened.
He basically ruined my wedding, Your Honor. On the day of, he didn't do the job. He got very stressed out. When I was a nervous wreck, of course, I was the bride. And in the end, he had a panic attack, so we had to tend to him.
At your wedding, the planner had the panic attack.
Yes.
Not the bride.
Exactly.
All right, so take me back. I want to understand how you entered into this contractual relationship. Had you been referred to this wedding planner? You'd worked with him before and something else? What?
I went on forums, wedding forums, and he was highly recommended, had a lot of great reviews. I had a meeting with him, and he was great.
And at the meeting, you decided, I really like this guy's style. I want him to plan.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Sullivan, I want you to get in here. So you entered into a contractual relationship with Ms. Jackson to be the wedding planner at her wedding.
Yes, Your Honor.
What did the contract entail?
The contract entailed, it was a $14,000 budget for the entire wedding, which was totally absurd. But what we're basically dealing with is a Karen kind of person over here. Don't let the pretty face fool you. I believe she's a master manipulator. It was a $2,000 payment to my company.
All right, so for $2,000, when guests arrived at the reception,
yes,
you were then supposed to handle
everything. It was way too
about
much.
The wedding.
Yes, way too much.
Every detail.
Every detail. She had me doing multiple things. Then her friend Jessica got involved, who I didn't even know was coming to the wedding, and then she wanted Jessica to step in and basically take my role. I took a step back, and that's when things just got out of control.
So you're at the wedding. When do things start going awry, Ms. Jackson?
So I had asked for no kids at the wedding, and some of my guests showed up with kids. And Mr. Tim here, he just asked them to leave.
Everything she's saying BS. She asked me for two things: no cell phones and no kids. When there were cell phones, I had a basket out. I had one of the valets look at the cell phones. She didn't want the cell phones. Then Jessica made another decision to have cell phones in case there was an emergency. While she says I was having a panic attack, I was actually stepping back, making a call so I could get more tables and chairs because there's all these guests coming. And the guests that were coming with the kids, I, yes, escorted them off of the premises.
And so instead of, you didn't take a minute to say to the bride, some of your guests are bringing kids. Would you like them to stay?
I absolutely did.
Do you remember him asking you whether or not you wanted the guests that brought kids to stay?
No, he didn't ask me. He was like, there are people with kids. I'll tell them to leave. I'll tell them. And I was like, no, like I didn't want to have to deal with the situation. I was a nervous wreck.
So you don't remember him asking you that?
No.
All right. Did either of you bring a copy of the contract?
Yes, we did.
I'd like to see that, please.
It's right here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sean. I don't see anywhere on this contract where it says no children and no cell phones.
That was discussed, Your Honor, that was discussed prior, because I'm talking massive text late at night. I mean, my wife was actually getting very, thinking there was something going on, like, is this woman hitting on me or what?
That's
These are
new.
11:30, 12:30, 1 a.m., so she had all these little details. So this is the night before the wedding. She said no kids, no cell phones.
No. We talked about it.
I have it on my cell phone, yes.
But why is it that important details about what you wanted at your wedding were not inside of the contract? Why wouldn't you demand that was in the contract, Ms. Jackson?
I don't know. I am not a wedding planner, so I trusted him to know everything that needed to be on that contract.
Mr. Sullivan, why didn't you put it in the contract? You are an experienced wedding planner.
This was all discussed via text.
Coming up.
He started breathing very heavily, and then we thought he was having a heart attack. Instead of it being my moment where I was going to walk down the aisle, he stole all the attention from me.
And later.
If he would have called me when this happened.
But hold on, Mr. Jefferson, he's saying that he called your maintenance person.
They are supposed to call them, but he calls me. He's called me several times.
Hold on.
But he never called me about this.
We're back with a dispute between bride Nicole Jackson and wedding planner Tim Sullivan over a disastrous wedding day.
Where are the text messages?
I believe we have them printed out, or maybe I did not bring them today, but I do have an email that I sent to her.
I'd like to see that.
Email. This woman's constantly changing her mind.
Well, it was my right to change my mind on my wedding day.
Your marriage is not going to last. Your husband,
the bride is always
there's
right.
There's one person
it was
crazier,
my wedding
and it's your
day.
husband.
Okay, let's get some order. This email says, good morning, Miss Jackson. You were a beautiful bride, and we did it. You got down that aisle. It was a blessing. I couldn't have done it without your friend Jessica. She was an absolute lifesaver. Please send her my gratitude from Tim.
Correct.
So you said you were stressed because she was relying on her friend, but you sent her an email saying you're so happy that her friend stepped in?
Her friend definitely helped, but her friend's just as crazy. She did not save the day. She overstepped the boundaries and was taking on too much stuff.
You were freaking out, and she was calm and collected. I was
calm as a cucumber,
and she really
everything was perfect.
This.
No.
Without her, it would have been a disaster.
This woman changes
everything. So let's get some order. Let me read the email. So you then respond back, Miss Jackson. Thank you for the kind message. You're absolutely correct. Jessica would be a great wedding planner, but she was invited to be a guest at the wedding and not work. And since you admitted that you couldn't do it without her, I believe she deserves half of the $2,000 I paid to you. Your panic attack also put a damper on my day and is another example of your inability to properly execute the day of the wedding events as planned. I want to know about this panic attack, Ms. Jackson. What actually happened to Mr. Sullivan? What did he start doing?
Well, it was right when I was about to walk down the aisle, and I said something about the flowers, and he said, but there are enough flowers, and then he started breathing very heavily, and then we thought he was having a heart attack. And so, instead of it being my moment where I was going to walk down the aisle, he stole all the attention from me.
Okay, so in your big moment, you're still very upset about this, because in your big moment as a bride that you had waited for, when you asked him a question about why something was missing, he basically panicked.
Yes. So instead of me walking down the aisle, it was people tending to him because he was having his panic attack. And so we thought it was really serious. We thought it was a heart attack. And then there was a doctor, and he told us, no, it's a panic attack. Don't worry, It's okay. He'll be fine. He just needs to
So this is before
get
you're
some-
entering this is before you go up the aisle?
Yes.
And then what does he start doing? Hyperventilating?
Yes.
And then the medic has to come see him?
Yes.
This is all because the flowers weren't what you said?
Yes.
So then what happened for the rest of the reception, Mr. Sullivan?
Your Honor, this is all BS. She's lying through her teeth. I stepped away to make the call. The reason I was panicking and breathing hard is because we didn't have enough tables and chairs for her guests. And also, I was escorting the children out. I had no idea it was her aunt or great aunt or whoever this person wasn't on the list. We had 150 guests. They're all on the list. I make sure that my concierge valet person checks them all in accordingly, like all my other weddings. It's the perfect wedding.
You're supposed to deal
It's
with
the
stressful
perfect wedding.
situations
It's
all
the
the
perfect
time.
wedding. She's delusional.
Did you have a panic attack, Mr. Sullivan?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
So why did the medic have to come talk to you?
That wasn't a medic.
What was it?
There was a doctor at the wedding. He was one of our guests.
He was in
Oh,
all
so
white.
one
He
of
was
your
a
guests had to
caterer.
come-
He was a caterer.
So you
She
never
thinks it was a
panicked.
medic.
You never panicked.
I was breathing
But you
a little
openly
heavy. I was
admit in this
panicking over the.
email- Hold on. You
Jessica
openly
said-
admit in this email that her friend Jessica had to help you substantially.
I mean, she helped a little bit. I put that in just because I email all of my clients at the
All
end.
right. Things don't really always go as planned at weddings. We understand that. But we do understand a bride hires a wedding planner so that they do not have to deal with all of the issues that happen at a wedding. Your contract was not clear. You obviously needed some assistance for a friend to have to step in and handle as much as they had to handle. Even though you supposedly are an experienced wedding planner, it makes no sense. A guest should not have to jump up and help you plan. You acknowledge that in your email because you weren't expecting her to then say, I deserve a refund. But after I've heard this story, I can see now that you were not prepared. Now, I do understand that maybe she was changing her mind about a couple things, but that's also part of being a wedding planner. That's the business that you're in. Sometimes you have to make what they call in sports game time adjustments. And that's what wedding planners should be able to do. So it has been determined by this court, the judgment is for the plaintiff for $1,000. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,000.
I can't believe you called me cray cray.
This is
You're the
BS.
cray cray.
I'm gonna get my money.
You
I'm
had
gonna
a
bring you
panic
back to
attack
court. I'm
at
gonna
a
bring you back
wedding,
to
and
court.
you're a wedding planner.
You're a master manipulator. This is total.
Yeah, right.
You may exit the courtroom now.
Coming up,
How do you think, Mr. Jefferson, this tub got rusted?
Either two ways. Tie-dyeing, you're doing different stuff.
Lord,
I
he
mean,
got
you
him in
can
there
do-
tie-dyeing. When's the
Exactly.
last time you tie-dyed something?
Parker Langford claims his former landlord is holding his security deposit hostage. Stephen Jefferson maintains there was significant damage to the bathtub.
Good day, everyone. This is the case of Langford versus Jefferson. Mr. Langford, you are suing Mr. Jefferson for $2,000. You claim the defendant failed to return your security deposit after you moved out.
There was a little bit of a rocky start at the beginning.
Rocky? That's beside the point.
All right. Mostly smooth sailing, living there, and except it was a little hard to get him on the phone.
Let's get to the issue, which is why you claim Mr. Langford, Mr. Jefferson refused to return your security deposit.
Yes, Your Honor.
Usually the reason why you don't get your security deposit back is because there's damage.
Yes.
What was the damage?
The damage was done to the tub. There was a rust stain, and the reason for the rust stain was a water shutoff that I was not given any type of notice about. I wasn't aware of it until I came home from work.
So tell me what happened when you see this water damage.
I immediately contact. There was a maintenance man that I was in contact with.
Mhm.
At this point, communication with him, I kind of wanted to cut off as much as I could because
All right, so I'm looking at some pictures now you submitted. This is rusty water coming out of your faucet.
Yes, Your
in
Honor.
the sink.
Yes.
And then also, rusty water in the tub. So you saw this happening and you immediately called maintenance.
Yes.
And what did they tell you?
He helped me clean it, and this was actually what it looked like after.
If he would have called me when this happened, like he calls me on everything else.
But hold on, Mr. Jefferson, he's saying that he called your maintenance person.
They are supposed to call them, but he calls me. He's called me several times.
Hold on.
But he never called me about this.
Coming up,
What could Mr. Langford
I think
have
he
done?
did something in there either two ways. Tie-dyeing, you're doing different stuff.
Lord, he got him in there tie-dyeing. When's the
Exactly.
last time you tie-dyed something?
You know?
Mr. Jefferson, that was so 80s of you to
Well,
say
it
that.
is,
But,
actually.
we're back with the case of Parker Langford, who is fighting with his former landlord, Stephen Jefferson, over a security deposit.
Mr. Langford, did you testify that when you saw the rust coming out of the sink and out of the faucet on the tub, that you called maintenance, or did you call Mr. Jefferson?
I called maintenance and I emailed Mr. Jefferson.
I want to know from you, did your maintenance man ever say to you, I went to fix apartment number, blah, blah, blah,
No,
there's a rust issue?
I never got an email or a text or a phone call from my maintenance man
You
about
had
this problem.
no idea?
No idea
So-
until I did a walkthrough.
So when you did the walkthrough,
When I did a walkthrough.
when did you walk through? Did you walk through before he left the apartment?
No, I walked through after he left the apartment because I have a lot of apartments that I'm dealing with.
Okay.
I've been an owner and a manager for 20-something years.
Okay.
Of two different complexes.
Complexes?
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got multiple complexes.
Yes.
You don't always do the walkthrough before
No,
a person
I don't.
leaves.
And I
Which-
actually I sent him an email stating that that was going to be the case, okay? Stating that I wouldn't be able to do the walkthrough right away. And when I did walk through and I saw the rust stains in the tub, I said to myself, okay, well, I can't, he's not going to get his deposit back. So I actually sent him an email stating that.
Did any other tenants have problems with rust?
No.
Any other tenant?
No one ever complained. No other tenants. No, and those water in the in a complex, the water is all the pipes are connected. Okay, except for the hot water.
So
All the
what I
pipes are
want to
connected.
understand is
Nobody had a complaint.
how do you think, Mr. Jefferson, this tub got rusted? What could Mr. Langford
I think
have
he
done?
did something in there either two ways. Tie-dyeing, you're doing different stuff.
Lord, he got him in there tie-dyeing. When's the
Exactly.
last time you tie-dyed something?
You
Mr.
know?
Jefferson, that was so 80s of you to
Well,
say
it
that.
is.
But
Actually.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
I think you left the apartment understanding that, well, they already know about the rust issue. Here it is. I'm getting ready to go. Mr. Jefferson, you cannot hold a former tenant's security deposit for an issue that existed during their lease term, which was remedied by your maintenance staff that you just refused to address because you may say you didn't know, but your maintenance person is an agent. They work with you at your complex. They have the obligation to inform you of these repairs so you can fix them. It is for that reason. The judgment is for the plaintiff. Do you understand? You cannot hold back $2,000 of his security deposit, $1,400 which you should have spent to fix the tub in the first place, and then $600 more that you just decided you're going to hold back probably for your other units. You cannot do that under the law. Judgment for the plaintiff for $2,000. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $2,000. John Enterman claims his house sitter helped herself to his expensive wine without permission and refuses to pay for the bottle. Tanya Realton says she was told to make herself at home but didn't realize the wine cellar was off limits.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Enterman versus Realton. Mr. Enterman, you are suing Ms. Realton for $2,038 for the cost of wine. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Ms. Realton, you say you were not aware of the value.
Correct.
All right. Tell the court what happened.
Well, Tanya here is my house sitter. I've used her on several occasions. Never been a problem. I went to Mexico on a business trip. I came back, everything seemed to be in order, and a few days later, it was my birthday. I went down to the wine cellar to get my favorite wine that I purchased in Bordeaux, Chateau Lafite, French wine, red wine, valued at $2,000. It was for a celebration. and I couldn't find it. And I looked in the recycling bin, and there was the empty bottle. I called Tanya, and she admitted to drinking my wine without permission. And so now I'm here to get the money back. She's refusing to give me the $2,000 for the wine.
All right, so you were house sitting, Miss Rielton.
Yes.
And you do this often. Mr. Enterman said he's used you many times.
Right.
About
yeah.
how many times would you say you did house sitting?
This was
for
the
him?
third time for him,
For
Your
a third
Honor.
time. All right. And on this particular time, you decided to have wine. What are the parameters when you house sit? What are the rules?
It depends per family and per house, but John has always been really generous with me. He always said, like, make yourself at home when I came to house sit for him. He would give me caviar. He's offered me, like, meats and cheeses from Europe, chocolate from Europe that had real gold in it. Like, he always said, like, use the pool, use the gym, use the jacuzzi, eat my food, drink my drink, do whatever you want to do. Make yourself at home is what he always said.
He would say, drink my drinks.
He always said, make yourself at home.
But
you
did
know?
he use the word drink my drink? Did he say, eat whatever's in the fridge? If you want wine, go ahead and drink it. Did he say that specifically?
Not specifically that, but he always said,
what would he
my
say?
house is your house, make yourself at home.
All right. And so when you say make yourself at home, Mr. Enterman, what did you mean?
Simple, basic human etiquette, you know. if I don't draw a line in the sand, you know, you could take the candlesticks, you know. So be at home. She's done it like she's done before. Simply go in the fridge, eat what you want to eat, stay in the master bedroom.
Stay in the...
See?
Yeah, stay in the master bedroom, yeah.
Yeah.
I allow her to do that. But nothing about drinking.
So you don't have a guest room? Why wouldn't she just stay in a guest room?
The house is under construction. The house, let me repeat that truth, the house is under construction. She was aware of that. And so I said, you can use that bedroom. Make yourself at home, eat that. You can eat the food that's in the fridge, there's no problem. But there was never a mention of going to my wine cellar and drink my expensive wine.
Your Honor,
where was your wine
out?
cellar located?
It's in the kitchen, it's a parallel.
Yeah, that it is.
Yeah, it's parallel to the kitchen. It's about, I would say, maybe about 20 feet from the kitchen.
So, Mr. Enterman, how many bottles of wine do you have?
Oh, I'd estimate over 100 bottles, Your Honor.
Over 100 bottles, and it's adjacent to the kitchen area.
Yes.
All right. And so the last two times she'd been there, she'd never drank any of your wine?
Never.
Did she drink any of your alcohol, period?
No.
You'd never had a drink before, Ms. Rielton?
No, but here's the thing. I just turned 21, so I wasn't legally allowed to drink alcohol until now. So I'm not going to do anything unprofessional and drink when I'm not allowed to drink while I'm at someone's house. So I follow the legal rules. Now I am 21, so I can drink. And I know he has a lot of wine. I've not had wine before. I've had like tequila and cocktails. Like, I can't afford wine. Like, box wine is what I would drink. So I just wanted to try it with dinner. And it's right across from all the food in the pantry. So I didn't think it was like a separate place that I wasn't allowed into.
And when he said, make yourself at home, you figured you could just eat and drink whatever you wanted.
Yeah, as if I'm at home. If I'm at home, I go into the pantry and I can pick whatever I want in the pantry.
But you're not at home.
But he said to be at home.
Coming up.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. I don't know where that argument was going. It went up, it went around, it went back down. I said, okay.
And later.
A genuine wine is what I try to like abbreviate. So I use wine as a coloration for the bags to give it a natural color because I don't want to use any quote-unquote animal products.
We're back with the case of John Enterman, who brought his house sitter Tanya Rielton to court over an expensive bottle of wine.
Make yourself at home means be comfortable in this space, right?
Yeah.
At home, you might jump all over your furniture. You might dirty your bathroom up and decide, oh, I'll clean it later. If he came back and his house was a mess, he wouldn't deem you to be a great house sitter.
Correct.
Correct?
But, yes.
So there are very unspoken boundaries to make yourself at home. However, if you're 21 and you're curious and you're just there and you see all of this wine, let me ask you something. What made you choose this particular bottle?
I like the picture on it. It had like a castle and it sounded French. And
then let me ask you this. Was there more than one bottle of this particular wine, or was that the only one?
I don't really know. I wasn't like comparing them that much. I think there was just one, but it also was kind of like in the center.
It was in the center?
Yeah.
All right. And so my next question to you is, before you drank it, you obviously didn't use your phone. This is the thing. Y'all young people use your phone all day long, looking up a whole bunch of nonsense. Did you ever stop and say, let me Google this bottle of wine and see what it's worth before I drink it? Because it's obvious if a person has an entire wine room that they are a collector of wines. Did it ever dawn on you that, well, he collects wine. Let me make sure this isn't an expensive one?
It didn't dawn on me, honestly. What I was thinking about when I saw the wine, I saw the picture, I saw the name on it, and I saw it was 2010. And the one thing I know about wines is that the older they get, like the more expensive they are, whatever. So 2010 isn't that long ago. So I was like, it's about 13 years old. A 13-year-old isn't like a grown adult, you know? That's a kid. So that's like a young bottle of wine, right? So it shouldn't be expensive. I never knew a bottle of wine could be over $2,000.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. I don't know where that argument was going. It went up, it went around, it went back down. I said, okay. You know what? I think, truthfully, you just stated the facts. You had no idea what the bottle of wine was worth. And ultimately, it is for this court to decide, in an instance like this, what would a reasonable person do in this circumstances, right? What would a reasonable person infer when someone tells them to make themselves at home, right? I mean, I've said that a whole bunch of times in my house and still be looking like, make yourself at home, but don't use the decorative towels. There's still little things you don't do even when you're making yourself at home.
But that's like common knowledge. Like you're just, I think if there's like a boundary, if you didn't want me to drink that wine, lock it up. Don't have it front and center where that's where you go when you go into the room. You see that wine.
Ms. Realton, I'm so glad you're doing house sitting and not going to law school, because you're making it worse. You're saying that the wine was front and center, that it was centered in the thing. You think of a person that collects, it's probably where maybe they keep the wines that they're most proud of. They want to see them. This is what they want to show. It's a collection. It's as if you went into an area that you knew nothing about. You did no due diligence. You just kind of wanted to satisfy a whim of a desire that you had because you're 21 and you're excited to drink wine. There are many ways this could have happened, right? That maybe it would feel like, you know what, it was just a terrible accident and it was unfortunate. I think the fact that this was a collection, the fact in your own testimony, you said that there was only one bottle of that wine centered in a wine collection, that a reasonable person in that circumstance would take a picture of that bottle, send it to Mr. Enterman and say, do you mind if I have some of this wine? And it's unfortunate because you're a young person and Lord knows you ain't got $2,338. But sometimes when you make errors, you need to be responsible for those errors so you learn how to not make those errors again. Growing up, you begin to learn what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. And so through this process, I hope you gain discernment. I am certain that Mr. Enterman will give you a payment plan to help you pay it off. But this is a lesson, as the kids say, you gonna learn today. Judgment for the plaintiff for $2,038. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $2,038.
Let that be a lesson to you in your house sitting in future, okay?
Well, it certainly will, John. I'm sorry I drank your wine. I really didn't mean to, okay?
I'll make a payment plan, but please take this lesson to heart like the lady said.
Coming up.
Vegan bag, vegan shoes. The prices are comparable with other high-end items. That's just what it is. I don't make the rules, I just shop.
Cynthia Addison claims she thought she purchased a genuine leather fanny pack, but says what she got was a poor imitation. David Garcia says his website states that the product is made from high-quality vegan material.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Addison versus Garcia. Ms. Addison, you are suing Mr. Garcia for $580. You want a full refund on an online purchase. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Defendant Mr. Garcia, you say that the plaintiff didn't read the fine print.
That's right.
So, Ms. Addison, you bought a bag from an online store that Mr. Garcia owned?
That's correct.
Okay. You were looking for what kind of bag?
A fanny. Myself and like 10, 12 of my closest friends are going on this glamping trip, but I feel deceived by his marketing and his fine print.
What about his marketing was deceiving to you?
Well, I mean, the print is so small, and he uses a word called like...
Did you bring evidence of that?
Yes, I did.
I'll look at that. Just hand me all of your evidence.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
It's called like Gen Wine or something, which I read as genuine, like anyone would.
Act Now Fanny Pack Closeout Sale, and it says Gen Wine, Genwine, in quotes. Vegan high leather, leather. It has Leath and then an apostrophe and an R. Why are you using the word genuine, Mr. Garcia?
I thought genuine was a creative wordplay to kind of like attract customers. So genuine is actually a genuine wine is what I try to like abbreviate. So I use wine as a coloration for the bags to give it a natural color because I don't want to use any quote unquote animal products. So which is why I run a vegan online site.
Coming up.
When they said it was vegan high quality leather, why is it you didn't understand that it wouldn't be real leather?
We're back with the dispute between Cynthia Addison and David Garcia over deceptive advertising.
It says underneath vegan high quality leather.
That's right, exactly.
So when they said it was vegan high quality leather, why is it you didn't understand that it wouldn't be real leather?
I just don't really understand. The price threw me off as well because...
How much did you pay for it?
$580, but at full price, because it was half off, this vegan bag made of allegedly corks and fruit is over $1,000.
Well, this vegan leather stuff, it's expensive because of the craftsmanship that goes into it.
That's right. Thank you, Judge. Yes.
So, I mean, I'm just being frank. That's true. So you misread and didn't really understand the advertising. So it's a cute little bag. You know, I wouldn't say that I paid $580 for it.
Right.
Did you ask him, could you exchange it for something else?
He refuses. I mean, it was really embarrassing for me because everybody could tell that it was fake and it's just not as durable as it claims. And he says that I don't care about the environment, but like I literally drive an electric car.
But
and
it's
I've tried
meant to be fake. It's meant to be fake.
But I didn't know that.
Right, because you didn't really understand when something says vegan, high quality leather. I mean, listen, everybody doesn't buy these things. For those of us who do maybe eat, I'm not a vegan, but I do enjoy a lot of vegan meals. And you see, at the grocery store when they make the little chicken, then they put the apostrophe in the end.
Wordplay,
It's a way, it's a marketing wordplay to make people understand that these items, which do not harm animals, can be easily interchanged with everyday life, everyday needs, everyday foods. It is a marketing technique.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
If you go in any high-end store right now and pick up a vegan bag, vegan shoes, the prices are comparable with other high-end items. That's just what it is. I don't make the rules, I just shop. So, Ms. Addison, it's unfortunate. I'm gonna give you your bag back. I realize you probably in hindsight wouldn't have paid that much money for it. And that's one of the dangers of ordering online. In this case, you're unfortunately stuck with that bag because it was on clearance. The return policy was clear. The fact that it was vegan leather was also clear. And your mistake was your mistake to own and to take responsibility for. Unfortunately, at this time, the court has to dismiss your claim. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Nice bag.
You can take it back.
Just
No, I'm
sell it on
not
eBay.
going to use it.
Just sell it.
Literally, please. I don't want to
Final
look at
sale.
it. Like, I don't want
Jason Miller claims his neighbor pretended to be someone else via text message in order to get business out of him. Sasha Cash says she needed to create a distraction so Mr. Miller would stop hitting on her.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Sean. Thank you. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Miller versus Cash. Mr. Miller, you are suing Ms. Cash for $598.69. You claim she defrauded you.
Correct.
Explain what happened to the court.
5 years ago, I got out of a very serious relationship, and it emotionally destroyed me. I was depressed and could not speak to people in public. And a friend of mine connected me with a therapist, and the therapist finally got me open enough to go out and experience people. He suggested that I go to my building's social hour, which is, I live in an apartment building, we have a social hour on it, on the rooftop.
All right, so you found the strength and the courage to get back out there.
I did.
That's good. That's what you have to do when the chips are down and you have a bad relationship. So you picked yourself up and dust yourself off and went on down to the social hour.
Right.
What happened?
Well, the first time that I went, I met whatever her name is today at the
Ms.
social.
Cash.
Miss Cash.
That's what's listed here.
Yes. And she was very nice, very outgoing. She seems to know everybody. So I thought this could be somebody who could be a friend of mine. After about 4 times of being there, I was telling her, you know, I've decided I'm going to dip my toe in the dating pool. And I'm on some of the apps and was having no luck. She said that she had somebody who was perfect for me. That if I gave her my phone number, she would have this person contact me.
Stop there. Ms. Cash, do you remember meeting Mr. Miller at the social hour?
Yes, I do. Your
All
Honor.
right, can you explain to me what your recollection is of that
Yes.
meeting?
When I met the plaintiff at the happy hour the first time he was there, he seemed nice at first. And I'm a very outgoing person. I can talk to anybody. But I think maybe he got confused because he hit on me right away.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
And
So
to further this,
why did
Your
you
Honor,
feel like he was hitting on you? What was said?
Well, it just came on very strongly, and then to further this, he started showing up everywhere. He was at my apartment. It made me feel very uncomfortable. I told him I had a boyfriend. He still didn't deter him, so I just figured at this point, maybe if there was somebody else that was taking his attention, that he would leave me alone, which was the case.
So you meet at the social hour. After the social hour, you say he showed up at your apartment unannounced?
Many times, yes.
So, Mr. Miller, take me back then. Ms. Cash says you came on really strong. Did you?
No.
Did you
I mean,
go to her apartment unannounced and knock on the door?
I would tell her yes. I would stop by her apartment and tell her I saw packages in the lobby for her. We've had them stolen before.
All right, so you coming over to her house, you think you're friends, she thinks you are stalking her. I mean, this is a problem. I want to understand how this came to a head, though.
Came to a head, like I said, after 4 of the happy hours that I had gone to. And like I said, I was having a conversation with her in regards to my dating situation.
All right.
She said, here, why don't you I take your phone number. I've got somebody who's perfect for you. I will have her get a hold of you.
All right, so what happens?
That very same day. I actually have it here in
I'd like
text
to see
messages.
that evidence, please.
Okay.
I'll take your whole folder.
Okay.
Thank you.
What happens?
Diana texted me that night, said Sasha sent her to me, and that therefore we started with what I would say a text message relationship.
With Diana?
With Diana.
The woman
right.
you think Miss Cash introduced you to?
Right.
So I see it, you text back and forth, how's your day going? Great, no complaints. You guys are having small talk. What do you do for work?
We would talk for hours and hours during the day.
Okay, she says she has an Etsy shop. You could get something from my Etsy shop, okay. Do you have an Etsy shop, Miss Cash?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, so you were posing as Diana. You admit that?
Yes.
Coming up.
Miss Cash, you own the Etsy shop.
Yes.
Now, you were trying to divert his attention.
Yes.
But were you also trying to divert his dollars?
We're back with a dispute between Jason Miller and his neighbor, Sasha Cash, over jewelry purchased under false pretenses.
So you created a diversion. It was almost a catfishing.
I created somebody that would leave me, so he would leave me alone, and he did.
Okay, so once you introduced him to Diana, he never talked to you again? Because I would think if you introduced him to a friend of yours, he'd still be talking to you because now he want to talk to you about Diana.
And I was.
he did
and
not.
Yes, I was. And the happy hours that we would come to, I would also bring up Diana every time. She knew about my relationship with Diana.
And so how did you figure out that Diana was not a real person? That it was really Miss Cash?
That's a very interesting thing. After about 2.5 months of texting with Diana, I finally got enough nerve to ask her on a date. And she said that she would consider that, but she had to go out of town because her mother got sick. And I was like, okay, I felt bad for her. So our text got less and less. And so I messaged her to see how she was doing, and mysteriously enough, her mother was getting sicker by the day. And so I was feeling bad for her. She was talking about how stressed she was, how finances were bad. And so I decided to offer to help her. And she said, okay, well, if you want to help me, you can buy some stuff from my Etsy store. That would help me a lot.
That is not true, Your Honor.
That's in the text messages that she has.
I saw you say I have an Etsy shop.
Yeah, well, I have text messages.
I'd like to see your evidence, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I told him repeatedly.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
I made it very clear. I told him repeatedly that I do not want his help, and that if he kept insisting, and I finally said, well, if you feel like you...
Well, your evidence states, Mr. Miller, that you asked her what she did for a living, but the response is, well, if you want to help out, you could get something from my Etsy shop. That is from Diana. If you want to help out.
That's after, if you...
No, that's before.
That's
this is
after
before.
He asked me, he kept saying he wanted to help. He wasn't going to take no for an answer.
My texts precede hers.
Well, yeah, because this text is at 12:31 p.m. and the text you just gave me are at 12:44 and 1:57. So you said thank you for doing that. You don't need to do that again. You're like, yeah, I'm buying things now. So you're on the Etsy shop just shopping.
Yeah.
And she's like, you don't need to do that again. And then you say you want to grab dinner. You say it's not a good time. You say it's no problem. I'll just get a few more things from your shop. Now you really shopping now. You on a spree.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, he was just trying to buy my love. He wasn't looking.
If I wanted to buy my love, if I wanted to buy my love.
Well, I mean, let me be clear. He was interested in Diana, right? But Miss Cash, you own the Etsy shop.
Yes.
Now, you were trying to divert his attention.
Yes.
But were you also trying to divert his dollars?
No, I was not, Your Honor. He thought I needed help because my mother was sick, and that he paints
Diana's
this.
mother.
But you're the one. You're Diana.
I know, but he's painting this picture like I need help because I'm not working because I'm helping my mother. I wasn't painting that picture.
But you painted the picture. You're the one that said I'm Diana and my mother is sick.
Yes. But I
Because you're
didn't
trying
ask
to
for help.
avoid seeing him, of course.
Yes, I asked for help. I didn't ask for help. In fact, I clearly stated I do not want your help.
No, it doesn't state that. At 12:31 p.m. it says, "Is there anything I can do? I want to help you out." You respond, "Well, if you do want to help out, you could get something from my Etsy shop." What? How is something from your Etsy shop? And here you go, Mr. Miller. Okay. So, So what do I get out of it? Now you acting like a little perv. Diana says you'll be getting more than just jewelry. No wonder you were shopping.
Exactly that. The next line does say,
My undying admiration and a great product. Oh, Diana, you were there with the dialogue now.
Well, on Etsy, you get your status from your great reviews.
You won't be
That's
getting
all
a
I
review.
was meaning
Not a good review
by
from
that.
me.
But then after he starts purchasing, and he says, I'm going to buy more stuff.
I told him not
You
to.
say, that's sweet of you, but you don't need to do that. I don't need help. It's okay. Now you're sending mixed messages because at first you say if you want to help, you can get something. Then after he buys something,
I
you
thought
says,
it would make him go away, and here it just encouraged him more.
oh, no, you didn't, because you wouldn't have said you'll get more than just jewelry.
Well, yes, my admiration. When you have an Etsy account, you send little gifts in your purchases, you know, like stickers or just
So
whatever
that
the
wasn't,
person.
you weren't trying to leave a little undertone.
No,
You
not
were
at all.
saying you'll get more than just jewelry, my undying admiration, and a great product. But then there's a wink emoji.
Coming up.
She only sold women's jewelry.
Drop pair. All right, and you're buying this? Who are you going to give this to?
Well, if things proceeded with Diana, I would give it to her as a gift.
What's she need a gift of the own jewelry that she makes?
We're back with a dispute between Jason Miller and his neighbor, Sasha Cash, over jewelry purchased under false pretenses.
Did you ever just say to him, hey, I'm not interested in you personally. I also don't like
told him
people
I had
coming to my door.
I told him I had a boyfriend.
And did you ever say, I have a boyfriend and your constant contact, the way you're reaching out to me is making me feel uncomfortable? Did you ever say that?
No, he was standing at my door. We live in the same building. It just made me feel uncomfortable.
You just said, I got it. I'm going to create a whole different girl and have him talk to her, but I'm going to have him buy jewelry from my Etsy store.
No, I never thought that. I just thought if I had somebody else he was interested in that could have conversations with him, that he would lose interest in me, which he did.
Lose interest in you, but you'd gain his financial support of your business.
I never intended that.
But did you give him the money back when he bought the stuff?
No, because my Etsy store clearly says no returns or refunds. All sales are final.
All right, I'd like to see what you bought from her, Mr. Miller. Do you have evidence here? I see these boxes.
These two.
I'll get you those. There you are.
Oh, you were shopping.
Oh, yeah. $598 worth.
Gold earrings,
I
cute
will add
little
that
turquoise,
she only sold women's jewelry.
drop pair. All right, and you're buying this? Who are you going to give this to?
Well, if things proceeded with Diana, I would give it to her as a gift.
What's she need a gift of the own jewelry that she makes?
I didn't have any woman to give it to at the time.
Coming up.
This is the problem here. And I mean, I do not understand. It seems so cliche, but why can we not communicate properly?
We're back with a dispute between Jason Miller and his neighbor, Sasha Cash, over jewelry purchased under false pretenses.
So just quickly, how did you find out there was no Diana?
So I hadn't heard from Diana for a couple of days, which wasn't unusual because she was taking care of her sick mother, from what I understood. So I went to one of the happy hours, and I saw Miss Cash at the happy hour, and I went to approach her to say hello. And just as I was about to walk up to her, I got a text message from Diana saying, you know, I missed you. It's nice to chat with you. So I messaged her back because I was excited. I hadn't heard from her in 2 days. So I messaged her back saying how happy I was to hear from her.
And her phone went
And
off.
her phone rings.
Okay, but still, it rings. Do you see your message in her phone? So what
Yep.
you typed,
Yep.
you saw appear because you're standing that
I'm
close
directly
to her.
behind her.
So you see it, and then what do you say?
I see. You're Diana. So you have been lying to me this whole time.
Do you own up to it, Miss Cash?
Yeah, I said, yeah, because I didn't want you coming around. You just creep on me all the time, and you're always around. So I just figured if you had your attention on somebody else, you'd leave me alone, which you did.
I didn't because I had your own personal phone number by then.
Well, he obviously didn't because he was walking over to say hi to you still. Right after he texted Diana, he was still coming over there to talk to you. This is the problem here. And I mean, I do not understand. It seems so cliche, but why can we not communicate properly? It is easy. And I'll tell you what, we spend more energy trying to avoid uncomfortable conversations than just having the courage to have them, be straightforward, and ask for what you want. There has to be some part of you that kind of enjoyed this, because there's no other reason to go to these lengths to make someone feel like they have a love interest that they don't have.
Well,
it also is a bit cruel, given the fact that during these conversations he's had with you, Ms. Cash, he's expressed that he's just willed himself out of a terrible low point because of a relationship he has that broke up. So there's just so many dynamics here that in my mind, you did not operate in good faith.
Well, I had a
And for
stalker.
that reason, no. I read the text messages. You clearly say when he asks you what you can do, what he can do, you say buy the jewelry. That's not how you need to be getting customers. And so Etsy may not give you. Etsy may not give money back. But this court believes you should give him his money back. Judgment for the plaintiff for $598.69. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $598.69.
I'm glad I won. You can remain a slowly owned spinster.
You're the one that was creeping on me. You deserve what you got.
I got a girlfriend now.
Follow me, please.
Good for you.
Carrie Thatcher claims a tequila bottle got smashed when her stepdaughter had a hard time hearing the truth. Daniela Koch says her stepmom was out of line when she insulted her mother.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake now presiding.
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, Sean. Thank you. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Thatcher versus Koch. Miss Thatcher, you are suing Miss Koch for $250, the cost of a bottle of tequila. And the defendant, Miss Koch, says that you're just being spiteful. So what happened?
Well, we were talking, having a good time, and then I had to tell her some very kind of disturbing news.
What news was that?
That me and her father were going to be getting a divorce.
All right.
And then, even more disturbing, I had to tell her, she asked me why. And because of our relationship, I didn't want to lie to her, so I told her her father and mother were having an affair.
Do you remember that day?
I do.
Can you take me back to that day?
Yeah, so pretty much I was coming home from the holidays from school. My daddy called me like, hey, baby girl, come home. We have something we want to talk to you about. I get there. My father isn't even there. She is. And, we were just, kicking and everything. We began to drink the tequila. So pretty much while we're drinking, she gets a little aggravated, agitated. The situation is escalated. And she tells me, she breaks the news to me, like I said, without my father being present. She knows what time he gets off of work. She told me that they were getting divorced, and I asked why. Then she starts to get escalating and everything. She told me that my mother was excuse my language, you know what I'm saying?
No.
She was calling my mother names.
Did you call her mother a
Tell the truth.
No, Your Honor, what happened was we have a very close relationship. And I did tell her why. And kind of between the drinks and our close relationship, I guess I kind of went outside and was like, you know, home record, da-da-da. And didn't really...
Who says that to their daughter?
Wait a minute. I'm talking about her mother. I wasn't speaking directly like your mother's a
How many tequilas had you had?
Right.
Well, we had a couple drinks. You know, that was our thing.
She was down
we
to
had
most
a
of the
close
bottle.
relationship, and I was the first person who took her out on her 21st birthday and ordered tequila sunrise. So that was kind of our theme whenever we would get together and have girl talk and girl time.
So during this girl time, you decided to break it to her that her father was sleeping with her mother again.
Without my father
that
being
time,
present.
It was planned, and we were waiting
Who does
for
that?
my ex-husband to get there, but he didn't get there, and we were talking, and kind of it came a little premature.
What happens with this tequila bottle?
So once I told her that we were getting a divorce and she asked why, like I said, I did say, you know, home record, those sorts of things. And her arms started flailing and she's like,
Your
don't
Honor.
talk about my mother like this and that. And she hits my hand and my hand hits the tequila.
That makes
and
sense
the
to you.
tequila, next thing I know, is on the ground busted.
The tequila you were drinking?
Yeah, the tequila bottle.
How much tequila was left in the bottle?
Oh, more than half.
Does anybody have any evidence?
I got it. I got it right here.
I do.
Thank you.
And here's the receipt for the tequila bottle.
It's not about the alcohol at all.
Yeah.
You're taking out a situation where you're angry at her mother on her. And I just let you testify here today, Ms. Thatcher, about how close you were. And I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, why would a woman that worked that hard to establish a relationship with a young woman, in an instance where the foundation that the daughter thought she had been destroyed, whether it was by her mother or not? You all had a very real relationship and you were a family. You were basically telling her the family that you know with your dad and me and you, it's not going to be. You was chomping at the bit.
Thank you.
Because you sick of her mama. And so that's why you brought this up before her daddy got home.
Coming up.
You were drinking and she was drinking and you was drunk enough to try to call her mother a homewrecker and you was drunk. Yeah. Because ain't nobody in their right mind trying that.
Very.
She is a homewrecker.
You had...
See? It's coming out now. True character.
And later.
What did he call and say to you?
He was saying that I'm unprofessional, that I don't do the work, that I'm not actually a creative.
We're back with the case of Carrie Thatcher, who brought her stepdaughter Daniela Koch to court over a broken bottle of tequila.
You all got into an altercation because you started calling her mother names.
Who's not going to get upset at that?
Who is not going...
Thank you.
Ms. Koch?
I'm sorry. Because this is really irritating. And
well, the bottom line is, I'm talking.
I apologize.
There's no young woman that's just going to let another woman just talk about her mother like a dog, whether her mother was wrong or right. So the fact that an altercation ensued is not unheard of. So what responsibility do you have in this?
Well, I have and will apologize for calling her mother a name, but she still has no right.
Go ahead and do it then.
I'm sorry for calling your mother a name.
You sorry for wasting?
I shouldn't have, but I still feel like you shouldn't have broke my bottle of tequila.
And
you didn't have that
she
right.
She did not break. You tell the story. This is the problem. And all this drives me crazy. You spend all this time doing paperwork, waiting for a court date, and come up here and testify against your own self.
Well, I
don't even understand what's going on here. You told a whole... Am I the only one in here that heard it?
Nope. Tell the truth.
I told the truth. I admitted what I did, but she still didn't have a fight.
You don't have any business coming into court suing for a $250 bottle worth of tequila that you had already pretty much drank the tequila. If you were drinking and she was drinking and you was drunk enough to try to call her mother a homewrecker and you was drunk. Yeah. Because ain't nobody in their right mind trying that.
Very.
Well, she is a homewrecker.
You had
See?
See?
It's coming out now. True character. Come on now.
She wanted to say it.
She is.
Just like you wanted to say it then, you wanted to say it now because you're hurt. Because, let me tell you something. The fact that he's now back with his ex, that's hurtful.
It is, especially when her mother came to me and we had developed a rapport saying that she really appreciated the interest that I took in her daughter, the care and the genuine love.
And
to turn around and then sleep with my husband and have an affair with him after
Go ahead
I
and let
give
it out
all
there, Miss
this.
Thatcher. We
Thank
here for
you.
you.
Yes.
Just pretend that you lying on the couch right now. We'll be a therapist.
Okay.
Go ahead, because
Okay.
you need to get it out.
Okay.
You are hurt. You are offended. You are betrayed. You are disgusted. Go ahead.
And can I say one thing before she
No,
goes?
stop talking.
All of
Go
them.
ahead.
Everything you said. And just how much care I put into her daughter when her daughter was going through puberty and didn't feel pretty, didn't feel loved. I put so much care into her. Even her mother came to me and thanked me for that and said, yeah, we got off to a rocky start. I don't like how you were,
And all the while, you thought the relationship was in a good place. She was sleeping with your husband.
Yes.
That's what hurt you. That's what you needed to say. That's what you felt. And that's why you came here today over $250. It's not for the tequila. $250, honey, will never cover the price of the pain that you just outlined, because it's real.
Can I say one thing? All right, I'm sorry. I have my
Lord
hand
have
up.
mercy.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
I'm sorry. This is frustrating for me, Your Honor. This really touches home because when I was a child, my parents divorced. She was the mistress. So it's just like you're upset at something that you put my family through from the jump.
No.
We have to go to family therapy and everything.
Let me spin around and give you 30 seconds now.
Thank you.
Lord have mercy. Go ahead, Miss Coke. What happened? What, Lord?
Okay, boom. 12 years old, my mother and my father talked to me and they sit me down there saying, we're separating. I go over at my father's house. Guess who's there? I'm like, who is this? And it's just like she made an effort, in family therapy and everything, but it's just like, how are you upset and you're doing all of this over what my mother did to you, and you did that to my mama and me.
That is not true.
Hold on now.
What they say, what goes around comes around.
Miss Coke, you needed to get that out too.
Thank you.
We got it out in the open, and I don't know about y'all, but this is messier than that spilled bottle of tequila. Whew. Messy. You all have a lot to work through, because even with the hurt and the pain you've talked about, there was still a very real relationship that was formed. You may not be ready to discuss it and overcome these issues right in this moment, but I hope one day you will. Your case is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I love you as my daughter, and I'm sorry. And I hope that we can build a new relationship.
I will have understanding for you, but you did all this, so I'm cool.
Coming up.
At that point, you basically say that I'm going to sue him for $750.
So I actually had let it go because after that conversation, I tried following up a few more times and he just wasn't answering me. He essentially ghosted me.
Sarah Weaver claims a former client used one of her logos without permission after he said he was unhappy with her work. Curtis Ramsey says he didn't use Ms. Weaver's logo. He just found one online that was similar.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Weaver versus Ramsey. Ms. Weaver, you are suing Mr. Ramsey for $750 for using a logo without your permission. Is this correct?
This is correct.
All right, and Mr. Ramsey, you say you found the logo online.
That is correct.
Tell the court what happened, Ms. Weaver.
We signed a contract, and I promised him a logo by the 12th of April. I brought it to him. We went through several iterations of it. I even had to call him multiple times to get a follow-up to try to get feedback on it. When I sent him the final product, then he said he did not want it anymore. And yet a few months later, what did I see? But he was using it on his social media. I saw that he was using it for his new store launch.
What was the agreement? Do you have a copy of that agreement?
Yes, I have a copy of the contract right here.
Thank you.
So you had a contract, and in that contract, you're supposed to do a logo. After the third revision, you decided not to use the plaintiff anymore? You didn't like the last logo at all?
That is correct. I was very disappointed in the last one.
Why were you disappointed in it?
I felt like it was too close to the first two.
How did that conversation go?
He was saying that I'm unprofessional, that I don't do the work, that I'm not actually a creative, really challenging me and my business. I actually had let it go because after that conversation, I tried following up a few more times and he just wasn't answering me. He essentially ghosted me. And then months later, when I was on social media, I was scrolling through and I saw his clothing brand finally launched and he was using my logo. All he did, he changed the colors, a little bit of the spacing, but it essentially is the same logo I gave him.
Do you have that? Who has that?
I have that.
Coming up.
So where'd you get this from, Mr. Ramsey?
Just off of the FreeShare website. So like I said, I did not. I didn't.
Already with
I did not.
We're back with a dispute between Sarah Weaver and her former client, Curtis Ramsey, over a stolen logo design.
Let me see the copy of the logo you were using.
Now, Your Honor, this is a logo that I actually got off of a FreeShare website. It's a free domain. I'm allowed to use anything on there as far as logos, as far as my branding goes.
This logo is substantially similar to the one that Ms. Weaver says she designed.
Sure, I'll admit that. But it was on a FreeShare website. So this was after. This was not directly taken from her. This
And so
was on
hold
a website.
on, the logo that said CR Clothing, this third final is the one that Ms. Weaver designed. The logo you're currently using is purple and gold and says CR Clothing. Clothing is just elevated a little bit more. The logo that you're using here is substantially similar to that. It's just purple and gold. The word clothing is a little higher and the R has been dropped down. So you are stating in your testimony that you found this exact logo on a free website.
That is correct.
So I actually did, after finding this, I did search online. I did a reverse image search, and I did find it on the website. However, that free domain website, I checked while I was making it. I definitely want to make sure I always have original work. I compare my work to other things that are already out there just to make sure that it doesn't look like a copy. So I checked the website. It was not there. And then months later, after he had already been using that logo, it is on there. So I believe he was the one to upload it.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
So where'd you get this from, Mr. Ramsey?
Just off of the FreeShare website. So like I said, I did not. I didn't.
Already with
I did
your
not,
initials, but it's just a different color, and you just happen to download it.
That is correct.
I don't believe you found this particular logo. Just so happened to find it on the website with your. If you all would have shown me a D and a C, a D and an F, and maybe somehow it was, this is like the exact logo with the letters just slightly and the words slightly rearranged. This is too substantially similar to what Ms. Weaver created. I don't believe you got it off the free website. I think you just didn't love it that much. You didn't want to pay the rest of the money, and so you just decided to tweak it a little bit on your own and get yourself a $750 logo instead of a $1,500 logo. And that's not how you do business. For that reason, judgment for the plaintiff is $750. Court is adjourned.
All rise. Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $750.
Well, I hope he has learned to finish out his contracts and pay what he owes and to respect artists in the future.
I really don't think that there's any way that you could prove that I uploaded that myself, because I didn't. I think that you were originally okay with the $750 that I gave you, and then became unhappy when you saw that my business was doing well.
Christopher Perez claims he got stuck with no place to live after his fiancée broke up with him right before they were supposed to move in together. Donna Walker says she discovered Mr. Perez was cheating, so he has no one to blame but himself.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Sean. Thank you. Good day, everyone. This is the case of Perez versus Walker. Mr. Perez, you are suing Ms. Walker for $2,324. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
You say that she failed to pay you money that she owes you.
That's correct, Your
Why
Honor.
does she owe you money?
Because she uprooted my life and left me out in the cold with nowhere to go.
Uprooted your life?
Yeah.
That's a strong statement. Take me back to what happened.
So we met at a bar, Taco Tuesday. I bought her margaritas and, tacos all night. We ended up at my place. It was a great night.
Wait a minute. We went from tacos to in the bed? Wait. That was quick. You ended up at your place after a Taco Tuesday.
Yes, she ended up at my place, Your Honor.
Okay, so she ended up at your place. So you met, you had drinks, it was a fun night. Is that right, Ms. Walker?
Kinda.
Okay.
So I did meet him at a bar for Taco Tuesday. We hit it off and we spoke all.
So it was a first date at the Taco Tuesday?
Somewhat, yeah. That was the first time we met.
All right. So first date, tacos, drinks, great time. You end up going back to his place?
Yes.
All right. And so then at his place, you all were intimate?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Now proceed.
So we began dating. Within 3 months, I actually proposed. We were completely in love, and I proposed. A couple months after that, we're apartment hunting for a 2-bedroom because we're thinking about maybe starting a family down the line. And so I give my 30-day notice to my current apartment, and they know that I'm leaving, so they already rented it out to someone else. Then with 2 weeks before my move-out date, she dumps me. She breaks off the engagement, and I have nowhere to go.
You dumped him, Ms. Walker?
I go to his apartment to help him clean out the rest of his drawers. I come across big red panties that clearly I cannot fit in his drawer.
Big red panties?
That I cannot fit.
They weren't
correct,
yours?
Were not mine, correct, as well as feminine hygiene products that I also cannot use.
So wait a minute now, Mr. Perez, did you have some big red panties laying around your house?
My cousin stayed at my place for 2 weeks, and she just happened to leave behind a pair of panties and some of her feminine hygiene products.
Your
It was an
cousin left
accident.
her panties?
That I
Yes.
never heard of.
I ain't never heard of that myself. Sean, have you ever had your cousin spend the night and they leave their panties?
Nope.
Who in the gallery's cousin has ever left some panties at their house?
Exactly.
Your Honor,
Mr.
I was-
Perez, okay, because, all right. So you want us to believe that your cousin slept at your house and left some red panties?
At the time, I was spending most of my time at her parents' house with her. So my little cousin, who's essentially a sister to me, even more than a cousin, she's always had a tough time of it. So I help her out when I can. She let me know, hey, I need a place to stay for a couple weeks. I said, well, I'm staying at my fiance's house with her parents for most of this time, so you can use my place. I gave her a drawer. I let her
And
use
she just
my
left
apartment.
one pair of red panties and some feminine hygiene products.
Well, she took more than that, but she just left it behind.
Did you see it before, Ms. Walker, as you were packing up and getting organized to move? Did you see the panties?
I did brush by them.
And you didn't think to tell your cousin, hey, you left stuff over here?
She does it all the time. Whenever I called her before, she just, oh, throw them out. I'll get some others.
Okay, so wait, she told you to throw them out?
No.
Well, actually, listen, the point is this. You saw the panties. You knew they weren't your girlfriend's. Why didn't you think to put them in a bag or throw them out yourself or just put them away or take them over your cousin's?
It was a very, very busy time at work. There's going through a transition, and we were apartment hunting. Every day I was either at work or apartment hunting with my fiance. It just got I forgot about it. It just got left
So
behind.
you forgot about it. So question, if you've been so good to this cousin over the years, why is it this cousin isn't here to testify on your behalf about the whereabouts of their panties? Where's the cousin?
She's out of country right now for her work.
Coming up,
I'm like Santa Claus when it comes to finding a clue. I must check the list and check it twice. I'm going to find out if you're naughty or nice. I should have known he was cheating far before I even came across these panties, Your Honor.
and later,
I have known Jessica for years, and I've never seen her wear a luxury item. I'm sure she's been gifted them, but she's never been wearing
this is
them.
completely wrong. She texted me to call me to borrow those handbags over and over.
we're back with the case of Christopher Perez, who brought his ex-fiancée Donna Walker to court over moving expenses after she dumped him.
All right, so Ms. Walker, I want to go to you because I want to understand this. So you're in there, you're supposedly helping your boyfriend pack up his place. You're not snooping, or are you snooping?
I'm not snooping at
Because
this
you're
point.
really thinking you're about to move into another place together, I'm going to help him pack.
Yes.
You see these red panties and these products, what do you say?
So first, when I come across the panties, I screamed his name. I said, Chris, get in here. He comes into his bedroom and we start to talk, and I asked him exactly, I said, who red panties are these? Because they're not mine.
That's not true, Your Honor.
He says, oh, they're my cousin's Tracy. Who is Tracy is what I want to understand, because I'm his fiance and we've been together. And we're at this point in our relationship, right? He has met my family. I've allowed him to come into my family's home, my parents' home, but he couldn't introduce me to his family, whom is living in his apartment. So at this point, I feel like he's giving me an excuse that does not make sense. At this point, it's a lie.
All right, so you were within the confines of the relationship when your cousin stayed, and you never mentioned it to Ms. Walker.
That's correct, Your Honor.
You know this don't sound right. Okay, so Ms. Walker, you see the panties. Chris, get in here. Then what happens?
So at this point, Your Honor, I'm fed up. One thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm like Santa Claus when it comes to finding a clue. I must check the list and check it twice. I'm going to find out if you're naughty or nice. I should have known he was cheating far before I even came across these panties, Your Honor. Not only did he take phone calls in the bathroom, or he would go outside sometimes, but then when I asked him, I pressured him about, random women leaving heart eyes underneath his post, he would just, make excuses. When I confronted him, he'll say, oh no, those are just my female friends. They're just like that. And so, I honestly really did love this man. And so even still, I wrote it out, I loved him, and we were in the process of building a family. And so at the time—
A family? Y'all had just had tacos 90 days ago.
The chemistry was unbelievable. I'm telling you, it was one of those things where I felt like it was love at first sight. He was so sweet,
It was
kind.
lust at first sight. That's why you ended up at his house and in the bed after these tacos, because it couldn't be building a family. And listen, I will say this. I have known people who met and never left each other's side after they met, stayed together. I know that happens, but you're also saying you saw consistent red flags that you chose to ignore. All right, so that's a problem. I want to get to the issue involving this money that you say she owes you. So you're going to move out. You say you tell your apartment complex, I'm leaving. Give them 30 days. They're gone. And then all of a sudden, the red panty gate happens.
Yes, Your Honor.
And now they've already rented your place out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why do you say she owes you money?
Because I would still be in that apartment if we weren't apartment hunting. She insisted that we move fast, that we get our own place, a 2-bedroom place. I wanted to take my time, find the right place, but she and her parents were just constantly pressuring me to, move forward, get a place together, get married. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to please her. I'm trying to please her family. And by the way, these calls that I'm taking outside or in the bathroom, it's due to my work. I work in human resources, so I deal with sensitive information, personal information about people. I'm not supposed to be talking about this kind of stuff or listening to this kind of information with someone else in earshot. That's why I go out and have privacy when I take these work calls.
Okay, so let's get to the money. Do you have any evidence of the damages you've incurred because of this decision by Ms. Walker to not move into the next place?
Yes, Your Honor. I have 2 invoices here.
Let me see them, please.
I'll take all of those.
Tell me what these invoices say, Mr. Perez.
One is the receipt from the security deposit for a new one-bedroom apartment.
All
which
right.
I
Whose
have
name's
found.
on the lease of the new place?
Mine.
Just yours?
Yes.
All right. So that means she didn't have any responsibility for the new place.
But it's completely due to her that I'm moving in the first place.
Is it due to her or is it due to the red panties?
Well, they were my cousin Tracy's panties. If
Which
she would have
she's
just
never
calmed
met,
down.
never heard from. So anyway, so you've got how much for that? I see $434 for the moving services.
Yes,
It
Your
costs you that much to move.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then $1,900 for the security deposit for the new place.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's in your name.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
still only your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. It's the judgment of this court. Mr. Perez, you got caught up in a situation that you could have handled better. And sometimes our biggest lessons in life cost us. And when they cost us, we learn the lessons. Lessons can be very expensive. This instance, this lesson for you cost you $2,324. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Next time, I would certainly have told her about my cousin's stain. That would have cleared everything up.
I feel like justice was served. Him, those nasty panties, and feminine hygiene products can kiss my behind where the sun doesn't shine. I am done with this relationship and I'm moving on. Case closed.
Coming up.
I texted her that my boyfriend was moving in, which is why I needed this space. And after that, she was like, okay, give me a week, I'll figure out my schedule. Well, 2 more weeks passed, she didn't say anything.
Jessica Liu claims her friend donated her stored belongings before she could get the luxury items back. Lily Matthews says it wouldn't have happened if Ms. Liu had picked up her stuff on time. Ms. Matthews is countersuing for $450.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Liu versus Matthews. Ms. Liu, you are suing Ms. Matthews for $1,500 for the loss of personal belongings. And Ms. Matthews, you are countersuing Ms. Liu for $450 for storage fees. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll start with you, plaintiff.
I'm here to sue my ex-best friend here because I stored a couple of boxes over her place thinking I could trust her, but she donated one of my bags full of expensive luxury items to the charity, and now I could not get my items back, so I just want my money back.
Why did you need to store the items over there?
Because I just got a new job, and I need to move to an apartment that is much more closer to my company, and the apartment, my new apartment, is much smaller than the old one, so I need the extra room to store all my stuff.
How long was the stuff there?
So we agreed upon 2 months. However, she went past the 2 months and I had
Did you agree on 2 months, Ms. Liu?
That was the original plan, and she said it is okay for me to put the stuff over there for a couple of more weeks, and I was texting her. I actually have proof over here.
I'd like to see it. So we're at two months and 2 weeks. You gave her a couple more weeks, Ms. Matthews?
Yeah, I gave her a few more weeks because we're friends. I wasn't in a rush to get it out of my apartment.
2 or few? 2 different things.
Sorry?
2 more weeks or a few more weeks?
A few
That's
more
2 different
weeks.
things.
Yeah, a few more weeks. It
so
continued.
you say a few more weeks you gave her.
We discussed 2 months. I texted her that my boyfriend was moving in, which is why I needed this space. And after that, she was like, okay, give me a week, I'll figure out my schedule. Well, 2 more weeks passed, she didn't say anything. I reached out to her. I have the evidence.
I'd like to see that,
total
please.
of 3 or 4 times.
Coming up.
She said she had put all my stuff aside on the aisle, but I only saw 3 boxes.
I told her that I had donated it to the charity by mistake, which I of course felt horrible about, so I offered to pay her $400 for the box.
Back with a dispute between Jessica Liu and Lily Matthews over luxury items that were donated to charity.
Did you know what was in the boxes?
At the time, I did not. She told me they were luxury items. That's all I knew.
I see the text where you say, it's been over 2 months now. I really need you to get this stuff out. You say, Ms. Liu, I can't come this week because you have a huge launch. And then you say, all right, no problem. Just come by sometime the following week when you come back. What happened, Ms. Liu? You showed up. to get your boxes, and what happens?
She said she had put all my stuff aside on the aisle, but I only saw 3 boxes. And then I dug all her closet storage room, her garage, and there was no 4th box.
I told her that I had donated it to the charity by mistake, which I of course felt horrible about. So I offered to pay her $400 for the box because I didn't know what was in it. I also had no idea someone was keeping luxury items at my house. I have known Jessica for years, and I've never seen her wear a luxury item. I'm sure she's been gifted them, but she's never been wearing
this is
them.
completely wrong. She texted me to call me to borrow those handbags over and over.
Regardless, she
knows
didn't
that.
accept the $400 I offered her. She didn't accept it. The box was still missing. She said that it wasn't enough for all the items, which again, I didn't know what items she was keeping at my house.
Ms. Matthews, you say you're countersuing for $450 in storage fees.
That is correct.
Why, after you tell her that you'll keep the stuff, she doesn't owe you any money, and she can keep it for 2 more weeks. Matter of fact, you can just come the week when you come back, and then she does come the week when she comes back. Why does she owe you storage fees now?
I let her do this for free, and what does she do? She takes me to court. I just want the money that she would have been charged in the first place if she had gone to a storage unit.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
When you do a favor for someone, there needs to be clear, concise parameters set, and it's almost better to demand that they honor those parameters than to let something string on and on and on. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Ms. Lou. You didn't care nothing about that stuff in your friend's garage. If you really valued them, you would find a place in your apartment for those things. On the other hand, Ms. Matthews, you agreed to it. So I don't know why you think you can charge storage fees for something that you agreed to. Neither one of you have a case or a leg to stand on. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed. The defendant's counterclaim is dismissed. I don't know if this friendship is dismissed, but you all need to grow up and learn how to be responsible for your things and how to communicate better so this does not happen again. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled. Both cases are dismissed.
I'm just glad this friendship's done.
I guess friendship is overrated after all.
Natasha Wallace claims a hairstylist misrepresented his all-inclusive microlink package, which ruined her hair. Daniel Morrison says it's not his fault that she didn't follow his aftercare instructions.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Wallace versus Morrison. Ms. Wallace, you are suing Mr. Morrison for $1,250 for damaging and ruining your hair. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
And Mr. Morrison, you say the real damage was caused by the plaintiff. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your
All right.
Honor.
What happened, Ms. Wallace?
Well, I came to the defendant to have my hair done. My 30th birthday was coming up, so I really wanted to look fly, look really nice. And I typically go to my normal salon, but she actually moved out of town. So my best friend has referred Daniel to me because she got her hair done before.
All right, so you know someone that got their hair done by Mr. Morrison.
Yes, and her hair looked amazing, so I expected the same results. So I reached out to Mr. Morrison, and we had a virtual confrontation about, consultation about whether or not my hair was healthy or not, and he said it was. We're good to go. The hair actually turned out great. I was really satisfied with how it looked. I looked fly. I was ready for my trip.
All right, do you have a picture of how you look?
I do have.
I'd like
a
to
picture.
see that,
Here you
please.
go.
Thank you.
All right, keep going.
So after I was ready to go for my trip, next week, it was a 5-day trip. My now fiance, planned this a beautiful birthday extravaganza for me, 5 days in Antigua. I was prepared. I had my hair done. I was excited.
You liked your hair when you left?
I liked the hair when I left. But flash forward a week later, I'm washing my hair with the products that he recommended and I bought from his store. So
You're
I'm doing
shaking
my
your head,
job
Mr.
right.
Morrison?
I am, Your Honor. She could not have used it because if she did, it wouldn't have looked like it looked. It looked like a rat nest.
All right,
There's
so
no way.
after you used the products, but you do agree that she bought the products from your salon that day, per your recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
I
right.
do agree.
Okay,
But
you do agree with that?
There's no way she could have used it and followed my steps. It would not have looked like that.
All right, so Ms. Wallace, you wash your hair.
I wash my hair. This is not my first rodeo. I know how to manage microlinks. I know how to wash my hair. It's not rocket science. I wash my hair. I'm scrubbing my hair. The second time, I'm putting more shampoo in it, and all of a sudden, I'm realizing, wait a minute, I can barely, put my hands through my hair. I can't even, I don't know what's going on, but I'm thinking maybe I just need some conditioner or something. Let me just, put that conditioner in, and I'm moving it through, and my hand is literally getting stuck. I can't touch my scalp. I washed my hair off. I washed all the conditioner off. I look into the mirror, and there's a rat nest on my head, basically. It looks worse than Michael Jackson's Jerry curl.
So you submitted a picture to the court.
Yes, I did.
That's my work.
Mm-hmm.
That's my work right there.
And that's how you remember your hair looking?
Yep, that's how I remember it looking.
And then that is what happened after you washed your hair?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a rat nest. It's disgusting. I felt hideous.
When you saw her hair, what were you thinking?
She didn't follow my steps. She followed none of my steps that I told her.
What are the steps?
So the steps were very
Child's
simple.
play. Child's play.
You didn't do them, though.
I did do them. The problem is not
Hold
the
on,
hair
let
care.
me have Mr. Morrison tell me what the steps are. What are the steps?
Yes, Your Honor. So first, you need to detangle your hair. Once you have detangled it, you shampoo it, then put conditioner in it.
So you detangle your hair first?
Yes.
Because that, to me, is not something you hear often. Usually it's wash and then condition really well, and then detangle post-conditioner. Why is it that you have to detangle it first?
Because if you're out and you're doing stuff and you put your hair up, you're gonna need to lay it down once you get from what you're doing. You're gonna need to detangle it. So once you have detangled it, shampooed it, and conditioned it, you take a brush, a palette brush, or it can be a wide tooth comb to go through your hair. The reason why I would say a wide tooth comb is so it won't get stuck.
In the microlink?
Yes.
Coming up.
So what do you think she did to make her hair look like that after washing it one time?
It did not look like she detangled it because, it's a rat nest, so she didn't detangle anything.
And later.
So you looked up and saw he was a felon, and what did you do?
So I confronted him about it, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm a felon, by the way. He just didn't even bother to tell me this.
We're back with the case of Natasha Wallace, who blames Daniel Morrison for her damaged hair.
All right, so why is this so hard, and why do you think she got the result that she did?
To be honest, Your Honor, I don't think she did anything I told her to do.
What do you think she did from looking at this picture? You're the only professional in here. So what do you think she did to make her hair look like that after washing it one time?
It did not look like she detangled it because, it's a rat nest, so she didn't detangle anything. And I'm pretty sure she didn't use the shampoo and the conditioner that I provided for her.
Your Honor, I did. It had nothing to do with the shampoo. It had everything to do with the package of hair that was used. Let me tell you exactly why I went to Daniel, because he had an all-inclusive package. I asked him, can I bring my own hair? Because that's what I usually do. This is not my first time getting marketer links. But he said no, he uses his own vendor.
I do,
and
Your
this
Honor.
vendor
I've used them for 5 years.
clearly did not
No
have
problem.
any human hair, because my hair would not end up like that. And even when I was drying my hair, I'm smelling plastic burning. Human hair does not smell like plastic when it burns.
So did you ask him, is this human hair or is this synthetic hair?
It was supposed to be human hair.
Did you ask him when you smelled the plastic burning?
Well, after I smelled the plastic burning and everything, I did call him and have him see my hair. I asked him.
Oh, you mean you smelled that after you left?
Yes, this was after when I washed my hair. When I was washing my hair and trying to, at least dry it or something so I could do something with it.
So while you were getting your hair done, you never questioned whether or not it was human hair because you had asked for and requested human hair?
Yes, it's typically
How
always
much did you
human
pay
hair.
Mr. Morrison?
I paid him a lot. I paid him $900 altogether, $100 for the deposit and $800 for the service.
So then what happened?
So after that, everything happened. I got back home, but of course, I tried to make it work. I put on a scarf for my head, and it still was not given what was supposed to be given. So I
Your Honor,
told
the
my
moment she called me, told
fiance,
me-
I'm sorry, I'm still speaking.
You've been
I
talking
told
for
my
Okay, hold on, one at a
fiance-
time. Finish up, Ms. Wallace, because I need Mr. Morrison to have an opportunity to respond to this. So what happens?
So I call him, FaceTime him so you can see my hair. He's like, yes, that's not how it's supposed to look. No, duh. So he says, when I get back in town, come to him. I do that. And I come to him. He says, yes, I will fix it for you, but you need to pay me $450. After you already messed up my hair, you want me to pay more money? I don't think so.
Why did you quote that amount to help her?
When I saw Ms. Wallace, I obviously thought, okay, she did not follow anything I told her to do. And even then, I was willing to help her. But Judge Lake, nothing is free in this world.
What happened after that? Did you go to Mr. Morrison to fix your hair?
I went to him, and when he tried to scam me, like he's a crook. He already messed up my hair, and they was trying to charge me more money. I decided, no, I'm going to go to someone else. And I did. And my hair turned out nice, and it lasted for 3 to 4 months. So
did they detangle it and do the braids?
Yeah, she detangled it, and unfortunately, it had to cut off my hair. 2 inches of my hair has been chopped off because it was so tangled.
Inside of the microlink?
Inside of the microlink.
What did this new stylist say was the issue with your hair?
She said it was definitely synthetic blend. It was not human hair. It was just not put in correctly. She just didn't know what was going on.
So did she say, okay, because all day you've been testifying that it was installed correctly, it just maybe wasn't the right hair, and when you shampooed it is when it snatched back up?
Yes, and that's not how human hair should react to shampoo.
All right, so what the next stylist said is that it wasn't human hair.
Yes.
Did you bring a statement or anything from that stylist to say?
No, I did not. But he agreed that it wasn't human hair.
So do you agree, Mr. Morrison, that it in fact was not human hair?
I never agreed to that, Your Honor. My vendors have always said it was human hair.
This doesn't look like human hair weave.
It's not.
It is a blend of human hair and synthetic hair, and you can see that's why it's snatched up like that. I can tell the way you're looking at the picture, you know it's not human hair. At the end of the day, I do not believe you got what you bargained for. I do not believe you gave him $900 to put a synthetic and human hair blend in your hair. I think your expectation underneath his deal was that you were going to get human hair. It is obvious from the evidence presented today that it was not 100% human hair. Therefore, as soon as you washed it, even though you followed the appropriate steps, the hair reacted the way synthetic hair does, all right? Then you went through the trouble of having to go get it taken down by somebody else. And this is one of these great instances, Mr. Morrison, in business where you learn that sometimes it's better to make the customer happy. At the end of the day, a business is only worth what people say about it. So you have to be very careful about customers who are unsatisfied and your work running around town not looking as best as it could. And again, I've watched you today. I've been studying you, and when you looked at that picture, I knew that you knew that that was not the quality of work that Ms. Wallace expected, nor that you contracted to do. It is for this reason, judgment for the plaintiff for $1,250. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,250.
Well, I'm not surprised that I won. If it looks like a scammer, if it walks like a scammer, it's a scammer. You're a crook.
Girl, you barely won.
Coming up.
Once she confronts you with this, what do you say?
Well, she confronted me by blasting it on social media, so she was a real child in that respect.
I didn't say anything that wasn't true.
Thomas Jones claims he was forced to leave town after his ex-girlfriend's social media posts ruined his life. Samantha Nile says she had to warn the neighbors about who he really was.
Good day, everyone. This is the case of Jones versus Nile. Mr. Jones, you are suing Ms. Nile for $5,000. Please tell the court why you're here.
Your Honor, I'm here to get money from Samantha because she ruined my life and my daughter's life.
How did she ruin your life?
online social media bullying. She drummed us out of the community through lies, and there's nothing we can do to get the money back from the moving expenses, the lost security deposit, storage while I was looking for a new place.
So how?
It's her fault.
Tell me what happened. Why is she saying anything about you at all? What happened between you two?
Well, we met when we were at our daughters are the same age. We met at orientation for 8th grade. We started setting up play dates for our daughters, and then over the course of 2 months, we started dating and seeing each other. We were doing some family-like events together. Then my ex-wife was coming into town for 2 weeks as a surprise for my daughter's birthday, her 13th birthday. We were going to plan a party. And I told Samantha that she couldn't come over for those 2 weeks. And she totally acted like a child and blew up on the internet.
He told me while we were in bed together. I was curious, so I looked her up, and that's when I found out he had a felony. I was just
So you looked up
confused.
and saw he was a felon, and what did you do?
So I confronted him about it, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm a felon, by the way. Like, he just didn't even bother to tell me this. I could have done my research, sure, but who just
Okay,
thinks
but
they're
if it was in
sleeping
his
with a felon?
past,
Well, it was for a domestic dispute.
Okay, so it was for a domestic dispute.
Yes, Your Honor.
So there was domestic violence.
I don't know what was involved, but if you're a felon with a domestic dispute, something had to take place.
Coming up.
I just wanted to let the community know that there was a felon around town who also was...
Back with the case of Thomas Jones, who brought his ex-girlfriend, Samantha Nile, to court for ruining his life.
So, Mr. Jones, once she confronts you with this, what do you say?
Well, she confronted me by blasting it on social media, so she was a real child in that respect.
I didn't say anything that wasn't true, and it's a Facebook group for my community. I just wanted to let the community know that there was a felon around town who also was stealing because my Cartier ring went missing. I always take my ring off. I always put it on the nightstand, and he's even commented on it before. So I just put it on the nightstand. A few nights before, I left it there. I came back, and I asked him where did it go. And he said, you left with it that day. And no, I didn't.
So, Mr. Jones, do you see this in the Facebook group?
Right before I was kicked out of the Facebook group, I saw this post where she was letting everybody know.
Let me see this post.
I'll take all of your evidence, actually.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I didn't say anything that wasn't true.
Thank you. So this is the post. You telling everybody you just need to be candid. I found out some disturbing information about Thomas Jones. He spent some time in jail. Be very careful of how our kids associate with him and his daughter. And then you write, my Cartier ring has gone missing. I brought it to his house, and now it's nowhere to be found. You also submitted to the court $1,913 receipt for moving expenses, and also it looks like a storage unit for $387.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People return.
After that happened, you felt like your daughter
Well, nobody
needed to
came to
leave?
my daughter's birthday party. Nobody would talk to my daughter at school. She was getting bad grades all of a sudden. Nobody would talk to me at my coffee shop. We were literally drummed out of the community. And that's when I realized I shouldn't have to pay for any of this because I'm not a thief. She has no proof that I took anything. In fact, my daughter is still friends with her daughter on social media, and there's a screenshot of a tweet of her daughter gloating about stealing the ring.
My daughter did not steal my ring.
So
Her daughter is a thief. In
this
fact,
is a tweet from Madison Nile that says, my mom is such a B. I got the ring, that'll teach her.
She told me that she was mad at me one day, so she just tweeted something.
A defense to defamation is truth. You are a convicted felon. But then I hear your daughter taking a claim in actually taking the ring, and it's for that reason I'm not going to have you collect the full $5,000. But I will say, because you posted that, understanding that there still was a question about how that happened to you, Ms. Nile makes you liable, judgment for the plaintiff, for $1,500. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $1,500.
I don't think it's entirely fair, but you know, at least it's something.
I don't owe him anything.
She needs to be taken down several pegs in her community. It's out of control.
Catherine Greenfield claims the custom wedding dress she received looked nothing like the sketch she agreed to. Lily Richards says she already gave Ms. Greenfield more money back than she deserves.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Sean.
The litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Greenfield versus Richards. Ms. Greenfield, you are suing Ms. Richards today for $2,500. You say she designed your wedding dress incorrectly. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell the court what happened.
Today I am suing Lily Richards for $2,500 because she promised me a beautiful customized wedding dress, but when I went to pick up the final product, it looked nothing like the sketch that we agreed to, and she refused to give me a refund.
Okay, take me back. How did you find Ms. Richards' business?
My cousin referred her to me. My cousin was very happy with her wedding dress. She had a very gorgeous, elaborate gown. So I trusted my cousin, obviously.
So you had seen her work?
Yes.
She referred you to Ms. Richards?
Yes.
At your first meeting, did you bring a sketch or did you bring a picture, an example of the kind of dress you wanted?
I brought 3 inspiration photos.
Do you have those today?
I do not have the inspiration photos, but I do have the original sketch that she agreed to do versus the dress she gave me.
Okay, let me just have those for now and then keep walking me through the process. You show her this originals, you show her the inspiration.
Yes.
She says, yes, I can do that. Hold on, Ms. Richards.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So what I want to know is you go to her, you bring the inspiration photos. From the inspiration photos, you decide on this dress.
Before we reached that design, she did show me around her showroom. She tried to convince me to buy a dress that was already made. I did not like any of the dresses.
It took her hours, Your
However,
Honor.
I feel like she was really trying to make a sale because she told me, oh, any dress here, if it's not to your liking, I could customize it, I could add more embellishments.
Okay, but stop. I want to hear from you, Ms. Richards, now, and I want you to take me back to your first encounter and the inspiration photos that Ms. Greenfield presented to you. The 3 inspiration photos, did you feel like those were dresses you could accommodate?
Your Honor, what she said is that she wanted me to incorporate 3 inspirational photos into some dress. With only 3 months to her wedding, she wanted me to make her a brand new dress from scratch. There is no way, Your Honor, and I'm sure you understand this, that I could create a dress for her in 3 months, incorporating 3 different photos. That's when I begged her and pleaded with her to
Your Honor, I
to
brought
go
her
through
3 photos because
to go through my.
Stop. This is what I want to understand. So when you saw the inspiration photos, you said to her, I cannot do what you're asking for in 90 days, so you gave her options. I could do another style of dress, which is, I hope, this kind of sketch. This is what you agreed upon. Or you could take a dress that's already in the shop and I can add to, take away from that. Is that clear?
Yes, it is. I just wanted to clarify if you wouldn't mind. Okay, so what I said was that there's no way that I could make you a dress from scratch. First off, she has a very low budget, which I'm not used to, but I took pity on her and I wanted to help her. So I said to her, instead of, just saying no to you, go through my clothes, my beautiful dresses that have already been made, and pick one. And I will do my very best to make your dream day a dream day.
I understand. Can you both agree that then you came up with a sketch of a dress, which is this, that you both agreed you would try to make? Is that true? And if it's true, where's the contract that represents that?
Your Honor, I did the best I could on that sketch.
That you both agreed on?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is the sketch that is listed and talked about in this order confirmation?
Yes.
Did you agree on this dress?
That dress, Your Honor.
Thank you. So there's 2 dresses. There's one on the left and then there's one on the right. Am I correct?
The one on the left is the one.
When I say that dress, I meant that is the sketch you agreed on.
The left one, yes, Your Honor.
All right. And then you're saying, Ms. Greenfield, that the one on the right is the dress you received.
She lies, Your Honor. She's a liar.
Your Honor, we agreed to the dress on the right. I wanted it to be very,
She's
very
lying.
elaborate,
I told
very
you she's lying.
glamorous, and she gave me the dress on the left.
I did the best I could, Your Honor. I did the very
Well, you
best.
all just said the opposite.
Yes, I wanted the dress on the right. I
And I
wanted
told
it to
her
be
I
very
could not
elaborate.
make that dress. I made it very clear that I would not be able to make that dress, that if I had to make that dress, the dress would be shifted, it would be, it just wouldn't look right, Your Honor, and it would be
Then
damaged.
why did she sketch it in the first place?
Because I wanted to help you. I took pity on you.
Coming up.
So you gave her the dress and $1,000
Yes,
back?
I did, which I thought was a very extremely
I
generous
stopped talking
offer.
at the same time.
And later.
It's this yellow envelope, and it has a wad of money in there. You know, just shocked as, you know, anybody would be shocked to find money in a couch that you just randomly
that you
got.
just paid $300
Exactly.
for, and you found $10,000? Yes.
We're back with a dispute between Catherine Greenfield and designer Lily Richards over a custom wedding dress.
Sound like y'all being petty. That's what it really sounds like. Miss Greenfield, I would like you to tell the court in this moment, and I want to be clear once again because I said earlier, the dress on the left is the one that you wanted, and the dress on the right is what you got, and somebody said yes. So the truth is, it is this dress over here is the one you wanted on the far end.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you got the dress that's closer to me.
And
Yes.
she agreed on that dress. She agreed on the
Please
dress.
tell me what about, and I see a difference, but it is not so substantial from the sketch.
Oh, she wants what she wants when
Miss
she-
Richards, I am going to always give you a chance to respond, but you've got to allow me an opportunity to have her say something that you can respond to.
Very upsetting, Your Honor.
I know you're upset, but be quiet for a minute. Okay, just tell me, what was the huge difference? What were you disappointed about?
I wanted floral embellishments covering the entire dress, going all the way down.
Okay.
I wanted pearl beading with crystal lining, and I wanted some more shape and lining up in the bodice area.
Okay, and you wanted all this for $2,500?
Yes, she told me she could do it.
Miss Richards, now I want you to tell me from the dress that she asked for, how did you come to make the dress on the left?
Okay, I explained to Catherine over and over and over that I would not be able to do exactly what she wanted. There's a family relationship here, and I wanted to stay in good standing. I really tried to do the very best that I could.
Let me now address the order confirmation that you gave me. It says one bridal gown with customization. Quantity 1, price $2,500. Ball gown style dress, client wants fuller skirt. We got a fuller skirt. Add floral embroidery down the dress. I see floral embroidery down the dress. Add pearl beading lined with crystals. Is that the bodice?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's the bust line, Your Honor.
Just
She
the
wants
bust
to
line.
accentuate her breasts on her own wedding, turn it into some kind of a striptease
Oh, my God.
or a burlesque show.
Your
A wedding
Honor,
should
she
be elegant. A
she
wedding
has been
should be
rude and
beautiful. A wedding is
unprofessional
a
with me
blessed
this entire
event,
time.
Your Honor. And
Hold on, let's get some order. First of all, there is nothing about this dress that looks like strip club, so I don't know what you're talking about. I realize you're upset, but you're taking it too far now. I want to now understand, you're telling me that you promised her that it would be substantially similar if you couldn't get it to her at her price. None of this is on your order confirmation, though.
I understand that, Your Honor. Unfortunately, a lot of it was verbal. I trusted her, and I thought that we could work
I trusted
together.
her, Your Honor. I
spent
believed her.
hours on that dress, Your Honor. I spent hours.
What did you end up wearing? Did you end up wearing the dress?
I did not wear one of Miss Richards' dresses, no.
So
I
what
had to
happened?
buy another dress. I had to
gave
buy
her
a
the dress,
random
Your Honor.
dress
I gave
off
her the dress
rack
and $1,000.
at the last minute.
So you gave her the dress and $1,000
Yes,
back?
I did, which I
But
thought
it
was a
wasn't the
very
full refund.
extremely
I
generous
Stop talking
offer.
at the same time. You gave her the dress and $1,000. So when she complained, you said, I'll give you the dress and $1,000.
I could not give her a full refund because I had already embellished and customized the dress, which means that I can't resell it. So out of the goodness of my heart and because I cared about her, I gave her $1,000, which I thought was an amazingly generous offer, and the dress.
All right, so you can resell the dress.
No, she can't.
Yes.
Miss Richards, if she owns the dress, she can resell the dress. What are you talking about?
I'm a brand name, Your Honor.
Yeah, you're a brand name that sells dresses to people, and once they pay for them, they're theirs to resell, give away, wear, and do whatever they want to do. I'm starting to question how doing business with you really was. That's one thing in court. You got to know when to talk, and you got to know when to be quiet.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's no way she could probably make the dress you were talking about for $2,500. The two dresses that I'm looking at are not so different. And it is for that reason I am not going to rule in your favor, Ms. Greenfield, because as a bride, no, you're going to hear me. Don't talk. Everything outlined in this contract is done on that dress. And I hate that you didn't have the dress you wanted for your wedding and you had to go buy something else, but that does not mean that Ms. Richards did not perform her duty to the best of her ability. And with that said, judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise. Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I know you had something against me from the beginning.
Right through you.
Oh my God.
She saw everything.
You know what? You're going to pay in another way.
No,
Just
I'm
wait.
not.
Just
no,
wait.
I'm not.
Just
and you know
wait.
what? I want that dress back. You give me
You know
my
what?
dress
I'd rather
back.
throw it away.
You may now exit the courtroom.
I'd rather throw that dress away.
Coming up.
And she said this guy that I went to high school with posted on social media that he got a vintage couch and found $10,000 in it. And I was like, really? And I looked at it and I was like, he looks like the guy who bought my mama's couch.
Susan Howard claims she sold her late mother's couch at a yard sale, not knowing there was $10,000 inside, which clearly belongs to her. Michael Smith says he bought the couch fair and square, so anything he found is his.
Ms. Howard, you are suing Mr. Smith for $10,000. You say he refused to return, and it was found in your mom's couch.
Yes,
all right, and Mr. Smith, you say the plaintiff should have checked the couch before she sold it.
Common sense, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Howard, I want to start with you.
Yes, I did a yard sale, and one of the things I sold was my mother's couch.
How much were you selling the couch for?
Yes, I was selling the couch for $400.
All right.
But the defendant bargained me down to $300.
Okay, and
I didn't
that's
wanna be
not
stuck with
unheard
it.
of in a
Yes,
garage
exactly.
sale, in a yard sale, right?
I mean, that's what makes this all bizarre. It's a yard sale. Whatever's on the yard is for sale.
How in the world do you find money in it?
I had some cleaners come in that night and actually, deep clean that couch. They alerted me that they found an envelope underneath. It's this yellow envelope, and it has a wad of money in there. Just shocked as, anybody would be shocked to find money in a couch that you just randomly
that you
got.
just paid $300
Exactly.
for, and you found $10,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what did you do the moment you found it?
You should have given it back to me.
I started shopping online.
So hold on, Mr. Smith. I do want to understand this, and I appreciate your honesty because if that's what you did, that's what you did. You thought you would come up on $10,000, but the question becomes, how did this get posted on social media?
If you tell your friends this, no one's going to believe you. So I posted, and I'm like, yo, I just got a really good deal on this couch that I picked up at this yard sale. I found $10,000, and all my friends are laughing and hearting the
Does
emojis.
anybody have a copy of that post?
Yes,
Yeah.
Your
Let
Honor.
me see it, please.
Here it is,
And
right
again,
here.
she only has a
I'll take the
copy
rest of
because she has a team of investigators that searched who I am and what I bought from the yard sale.
Came up on this couch at a yard sale. I found $10,000 in it. I literally got my money's worth with the dollar signs and then #bless. So you was in it.
Coming up.
The reason why you could sell it is because it was really your couch.
Okay, Your Honor. Look,
And no, don't interrupt me. Do not interrupt me.
We're back with the case of Susan Howard, who is arguing with Michael Smith over hidden money in her late mother's couch.
I want to hear how you found out about the post.
Yes, so my cousin called me up and she's like, girl, did you see this post? And she said this guy that I went to high school with posted on social media that he got a vintage couch and found $10,000 in it. And I looked at it and I was like, this guy looks familiar. I was
Really?
like, he looks like the guy who bought my mama's couch. So I proceeded to investigate.
As you should have.
Right. And I ended up looking it up, and come to find out it was him.
And so what happened? Did you reach out to him?
Yes, I messaged him, and asked him to please return the money, the $10,000. I had no idea that money was inside of my mama's couch.
So you're saying in these text messages you didn't know the money was there?
I did not. I mean, why would I sell my mama's couch knowing that there's $10,000 in it?
And then you respond, Mr. Smith, I'm sorry, you should have just checked the couch cushions before you sold it. And the money is a blessing to me. And clearly the universe wanted me to have it.
So
he thought the money was just a blessing.
Yeah.
That was my mama's. That belongs to me now.
Okay, and you've had the couch for how many years?
That doesn't matter. She brought it brand new.
My point is
what
this.
really does matter is when your mom passed away.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you her only child?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right, and she did not have a husband?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If she left everything to you, you're the owner. And even though you still refer to it as your mother's couch, the reason why you could sell it is because it was really your couch.
Okay, Your Honor. Look,
and no, don't interrupt me. Do not interrupt me.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
You posted it, you celebrated, you confessed, and at the end of the day, you alerted Miss Howard.
Finders keepers is a thing.
Finders keepers only works when the owner never comes back to seek out the property that was theirs. And Miss Howard came back
days later
and asked
Doesn't
you.
matter.
Days later.
Listen,
Doesn't matter.
Days later.
And listen, the couch is yours, but the money is hers. And it's interesting to me because it is not unheard of for money to be hidden somewhere in a house. Therefore, judgment for the plaintiff for $10,000. Court is adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you.
All rise.
Thank you.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $10,000.
So, how do you feel about the judge's verdict?
Oh, I'm happy. I'm going to be waiting for my money, though, when we get out there. $10,000. You better return a whole bunch of stuff that you purchased, because it's mine.
Delusion is one hell of a drug.
Lily Larson claims she agreed to be part of a documentary, but by the end, it was more like a reality show. Iris Lucy says Ms. Larson's behavior was always over the top and only has herself to blame for how she was portrayed.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
Please be seated. Good day, everyone. This is the case of Larson versus Lucy. Ms. Larson, you are suing Ms. Lucy for $6,500 for defamation and underpayment.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Tell the court what happened.
I originally got into a contract with Miss Iris Lucy here on the pretenses that it would be shooting a water fasting documentary that would show all aspects of one's emotions. When the documentary came out, it alluded to me being a negative person in an evil light.
All right, so a water fasting documentary. How long were you supposed to fast?
30 days, Your Honor.
All right, so 30 days of fasting on water only?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, my goodness. And Ms. Lucy was the producer or the head of the production company?
Correct, Your Honor. She was the writer and the producer.
All right, and so the purpose of the documentary, Ms. Lucy, was to show what? Weight loss, clarity, mental clarity? What were you showing? What was the purpose of the documentary?
Well, water fasting has become sort of a health trend as of late, so I wanted to get on the ground floor with portraying all of the benefits that you can get from water fasting. Some of those are health benefits, some of those are fighting disease benefits, some of those are increased skin clarity benefits, and some of them are mental clarity benefits.
Okay, how many people were in this documentary?
12 in total.
All right. And they were supposed to be, what, in a house?
That's correct. My budget allowed for us to rent a house in Malibu, a beautiful house in Malibu to shoot.
Your Honor, may I interject here?
Yes, please.
That Malibu house was not luxury by far.
It wasn't?
No. We lived with the crew, Your Honor. And the entire time, her and her crew were taunting us. They had food in the refrigerator.
So you lived with the crew, well, presumably so they could capture you at all times of night, right? So what, there were cameras there in the house? But you're saying they were eating in front of you. You didn't send the crew to like a trailer or somewhere else to eat?
No, I didn't find that necessary, nor did we have the space. We had a limited budget. The house that I rented in Malibu is what we could afford. And part of the experiment, if you will, was to see how our participants responded.
So part of it was not just about what drinking water would do, but it was also kind of how do you resist the temptation to eat smelling food? You were doing that as another layer.
Behavioral reactions, yes, Your Honor.
Another layer of this documentary.
That's
how
correct.
they react.
To test their level of commitment. I mean, Miss Larson came to me as a struggling actress, and she clearly thought that she was going to be the star of my documentary. I provided her an opportunity to get some recognition, to accept this challenge. She wanted to lose some weight. She had complained about having gained weight over the pandemic. So I provided her this opportunity. Now she wants to sue me because she doesn't like the way that she was represented in my documentary.
So I want to ask you this, Ms. Larson, and I'm going to give you a chance to continue your testimony. Why did you take on this project?
I took on this project because during the pandemic, like many people, but me personally, I gained 55 pounds. I was at 188 pounds. I contacted a friend. They connected me with Iris Lucy here. I knew that she was a well-known documentary writer and producer. I had the opportunity to be one of the 12 participants, and originally I was excited because it gave me an opportunity to clear my state of mind, to be in better health, but it was just not that.
So this wasn't about the acting for you?
No.
Do you want to be an actress?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this wasn't about acting?
This was about bringing a lens to something that's new, that water fasting for 30 days, and also giving me clarity.
I mean, you can just be honest if you wanted to be on camera, because there's a lot of other ways to get clarity, lose weight.
That's true, Your Honor.
And Your Honor,
without being documented on camera.
Your Honor, but this was not a reality show, and when it was edited, it seemed just like that. This is a documentary. She showed bits and pieces of me and not the entirety of me. And if you're going to try to educate people on water fasting, wouldn't you do that, showing the good, the bad, and the ugly, Your Honor?
Coming up.
She showed not the happy, peaceful moments that I experienced in the beginning at the start of the first half of the 30 days. She showed me crying all day. She showed me bickering with the other participants, throwing barbecue grills in the water.
And later.
I was actually trying to give her, Cash App it, but because she went shopping and she wanted to be all cute for Miami, she was overdrawn.
We're back with a dispute between Lily Larson and documentarian Iris Lucy over defamation and underpayment.
Well, did you show the good and bad and the ugly, Miss Lucy?
Yes, I believe I did.
So let me ask you this, Miss Larson, before I head over there. I want to know from you, Miss Larson, what is it about the way you were portrayed that bothers you so much? I mean, let me just think about not eating anything for 30 days. I might cut a rug. You know what I'm saying, Sean? I mean, you might get some real ugly moments when I'm hungry, hangry. I mean, that's a tough fast. So what is it that you don't like?
She showed not the happy, peaceful moments that I experienced in the beginning at the start of the first half of the 30 days. She showed me crying all day. She showed me bickering with the other participants, throwing barbecue grills in the water, because her crew was taunting me. And I expressed my concerns to Miss Lucy here, but she did not address them.
Oh, so you turned all the way up?
Yes.
Okay, so all right. So, Miss Lucy, I want to understand from you, you are a documentary producer.
Correct.
You've told the court what it is your desire was to show. Why is it you did not capture a holistic view of Miss Larson, or do you feel like you did?
I feel like I did. And I will say, Your Honor, since day one, Miss Larson, as soon as the camera was turned on, she was dramatic. She was already picking fights with the other participants. The first day, she would have crying spells. It was clear she wanted to be in front of the camera. So it wasn't that I just happened to film her bad moments. They were all pretty bad moments to begin with.
And you have people in there eating food every day?
Yes, as they were explained, as the participants were explained from the get-go. Of course the crew is going to eat. Of course I was going to eat.
But you didn't have to eat in their faces.
It was a small space, Your Honor.
It's in Malibu, Your Honor. This is the mansion that she described earlier.
If you're in Malibu, there's a lot of places to take your food.
Well, for that matter, she could have
Outside, by
taken
the
her
beach.
food. She could have taken her food if she was so
She didn't have
tempted.
any food.
Well, I'm sorry, that's correct. She could have taken herself away from the food.
How can I?
If it bothered you. Instead, she chose to push the grill, which was cooking meat at the time, into the pool.
All right. So
talk to your crew about
let me be clear. Why do you feel like she owes you more money? Because they were eating food in front of you? What is the basis of this claim? Why does she owe you $6,500 more?
She exhibited me in a light that was not betrothed of who I am today.
But she cannot edit any pieces of the video. And this is, and I'm glad you're here, because this is important to understand. In the world of documentaries and docuseries and reality TV and all of these things, it is clear that people cannot edit you in a light that you don't provide, right? If you don't provide them with the footage, the actions, they don't have anything to work with.
Your Honor, can I just say one more thing? Is because I was not the only participant that exuded negative actions in that mansion. There were other participants who were going crazy just as much as I was, Your Honor, and yet not one moment were they shown in any other light but happy, joyful, and enjoying the experience. It was just me, Your Honor, and if I'm quote-unquote the star of the show, then why am I not paid a star wage?
Oh. Okay, well, you can't. She popped on out, didn't she?
I think she did.
What's right is right.
So, wait, I thought you entered this for weight loss and clarity from the pandemic. You a star of the show now?
Well, Miss Lucy here told me I was the star of the show. I did it because it's a documentary and not a reality show.
Listen.
Then why did you act like a reality star, throwing grills in the pool and whatnot?
And why did your crew act wrong? Just wrong.
My crew acted like a crew.
Well, I'll say this. Ms. Larson, there is absolutely nothing wrong with your dream of being an actress.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You can't tell me that you didn't see a camera rolling and turn it up a notch to make sure that you were getting a lot of attention on that camera. Because that's what people who want to be actresses do.
Yeah.
And you're not going to convince me that that was not at least part of your motivation for doing this.
It was probably 10% of 15, 20% of the motivation that I had to do this.
You are an actress, but a terrible mathematician. Because that was not 15 to 20% of your motivation. It was not. You got the attention. It wasn't what you wanted, but you were not defamed. And you are not owed another $6,500. With that said, judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise. Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
You're a slithering snake, and I'll never work with you ever again.
Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame.
I gave you the 15 minutes of
It's
fame.
about halfway over.
Why do you
so
think
enjoy?
Why do you think your documentary is popular now? It's because of me.
Because of my filmmaking ability.
Your filmmaking ability is trash.
Coming up.
All right.
Right.
So then what happened?
So I told her, I said, okay, well, hey, how about your girlfriends? She's like, oh no, Mom, they're, at the beach. I need this reservation or whatever was going on at the time. So can you just send it to the boyfriend? And I had reservations about it.
Aaron and Patricia Banner claim they loaned their daughter money when her account was overdrawn, but she never paid them back. Jen Banner says she shouldn't have to pay back money she didn't get to use.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Banner versus Banner. Ms. Banner, you are suing your daughter for $1,500 for failure to repay a loan. Is that correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
And Ms. Banner, you say you never received the money.
That is correct.
All right, I want to start with you, Mom. You're suing your daughter today.
Right.
All right, tell the court why.
Well, it all started with her having a, birthday party. Turning 21 is a huge deal. So what ended up happening was it was her girlfriend, her boyfriend at the time. They flew over to Miami. She swore, Mom, don't worry, everything's taken care of. The dinner, the hotel, and things.
Where were you going, Miss Banner? Tell me about your trip for your 21st birthday.
We get to the Airbnb and we couldn't get it because we weren't 25. So me and my friends ended up getting a hotel. It was $1,000, so we ended up paying for that. Now dinner time comes and I asked my mom, because everything had happened, I asked my mom if she could lend me $1,500. I had overdrafted my account because of all the extra necessities I had to pay for.
So hold on now. You arrived there with what you think was enough money?
Yes, but because that Airbnb had flopped, I ended up having to come out the pocket.
Understood. So you call your mother?
Yes.
Tell me about that conversation.
I called my mother asking her if I can get an extra $1,500. She said, at the end, she did say yes.
So what do? Cash App or whatever that stuff is called?
And that's what happened. I was actually trying to give her, Cash App it. But because she went shopping and she wanted to be all cute for Miami, spending all her money, she was overdrawn.
Her bank account was overdrawn.
Exactly. So she wouldn't get the full amount if I had done that.
Got it. Oh, and even if you Cash Apped it and it deposited in her account, it would still be overdrawn and then she wouldn't have the money.
Coming up.
Why is it that you stand in court today and say you didn't get the money so you don't owe her anything?
Because I didn't get to.
We're back with the case of Aaron and Patricia Banner, who brought their daughter Jen Banner to court over money loaned for a birthday trip.
I told her, I said, okay, well, hey, how about your girlfriends? She's like, oh no, Mom, they're, at the beach. I need this reservation or whatever was going on at the time. So can you just send it to the boyfriend? And I had reservations about it. I asked her, she said send it to him.
Well, the only reason why she sent it to him is because his card was already on file. We ate at Poppy's Steakhouse, so that's what the reservation was under. It was under his name. His card,
all
it was
right.
under his card.
So she sent the money to the boyfriend. You're at the restaurant, and you felt like, okay, he has it. We're all going to eat together anyway.
Yeah,
I'll get it from him. You are saying in your petition, in the court intro, that you never got the money. How is that?
I never got it. We got the bill, and the card declined. My boyfriend's card declined.
He didn't have enough funds in there to cover his expenses either.
Right.
And so once you realized that, he had to come clean because the card declined at the restaurant?
Yeah, and he ended up telling me that he went a little overboard shopping and bought all these shoes, so it was a mess. I was embarrassed.
Oh, and then by the time your mother's money came through, he was overdrawn.
Yes.
So you and your boyfriend don't have your money together. Now you got your mom sending money to him. His account is overdrawn. And so why is it then? I hope you all figured out how to get that bill paid.
Yes, I ended up texting my dad.
What?
I ended up texting my dad.
She called you dad?
Yes, she called me.
And then what happened?
He paid the bill.
He sent you more money?
Yes.
Judge Lake's verdict.
You did ask your mother for a loan, am I correct?
Yes.
And so she said yes, and she sent the money.
Yes.
Why is it that you stand in court today and say you didn't get the money, so you don't owe her anything?
Because I didn't get to use it.
Wow. Oh. Do you understand that that's not how loans work?
Yes.
And I think we're in court today because your mother is ready for you to hit rock bottom, and she's ready for you to fall a little bit so you learn how to get back up. Because if she doesn't teach you these things and you running around town in your 30s and 40s and 50s and can't keep a bank account and borrow money from folks and banks and don't pay it back, you're going to be in a world of trouble. You got the $1,500 because she sent it exactly where she told you. You're still responsible for that. Judgment for the plaintiff for $1,500. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the co-plaintiffs. The defendant owes $1,500.
Dad, can you let me borrow $1,500?
Are you serious?
It's the last time, I promise.
No, that was my last time.
Thank you, honey.
Seriously, any lesson learned for you?
Wow.
Responsibility.
Gary Carter claims his co-worker still owes him after he bailed on a bachelor party trip because of his controlling wife. Cynthia and Luis Rodriguez say it's Mr. Carter's fault for changing destinations at the last minute.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Lauren Lake now presiding.
Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good day, everyone. This is the case of Carter versus Rodriguez. Mr. Carter, you are suing Mr. Rodriguez for $1,500. You say he skipped out on his portion of a bachelor party trip. Is that correct?
This is correct, Your Honor.
Explain to the court what happened.
So basically what happened here, my friend from work for 5 years, we've been knowing each other for quite a long time, so we have a trust with each other. I planned a trip for our friend Pete's bachelor party. Everybody was in agreement to go. He never sent me the money. He bailed out at the last moment, and he never sent the money to cover his parts of the expenses. The only communication I'm getting out of their whole household is a cease and desist letter. Because I went on
How did it get to a cease and desist letter?
That's what I'm saying.
Over a bachelor party trip?
No, the cease and desist letter is not over the bachelor party trip. The cease and desist letter is because I went onto a podcast speaking about a love guru, female ladies coach.
Relationship expert.
Oh,
I sent the cease and desist letter because he was slandering my name on a podcast, which he
I never said her
frequents.
name on the podcast, Your Honor.
Okay, but everybody knows while listening to this podcast, they both work together, and I'm the only one who's married to this man. And basically, I'm the only one on that podcast that's a relationship expert. So yes, he's putting my business and my family at risk by speaking about me.
Okay, so take me back to the bachelor party. You all are friends. You work together? Is
Yes,
that
we
the
do.
testimony?
Yes.
How long have you known each other?
We've been knowing each other for over 5 years. Just about over 5. Yeah, we'd never be friends. I'm not seeking to be friends with you.
Excuse me. Can you not disrespect my wife,
But first of all,
please?
you need to have your wife not just disrespect you as a man. You shouldn't even have on pants.
Disrespect?
She
All right,
should have
let's
on your
get
pants,
some
and you should have on her cardigan.
Let's get some order. Let's get some order. So you've known Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez for how many years?
I've known Mr. Rodriguez for 5 years. They only got married a few years ago. And ever since they got married, he's changed. He's like a different person. She's like a ventriloquist. I'm not surprised if she doesn't have her hand up his backside making him talk right now.
Okay,
Like,
disrespectful.
she's
You do
ridiculous
not
and
call
she's
my
very
husband
aggressive.
a puppet.
And then
Thank you
she's
very
speaking
much.
about how I speak about her in the podcast.
All right, pipe down. I really want to understand this story. So you get married and you ask Mr. Rodriguez to be your...
I don't get married. Our friend Pete.
Let me explain the story, Your Honor. I'll tell you how it goes.
Thank you.
First of all, the way it goes is that I came to Mr. Carter in regards to planning a trip for one of our colleagues, Pete, which is he's getting married very soon. And I came to him because he's basically the guy to go to for planning events. And he's really good at it. Don't get me wrong. I give him credit for that. But we agreed on a trip to go to Turks and Caicos for some golfing over there, right? And instead we get this call or this notice saying that we are going to go to Brazil instead last minute. So that's the story, and he needs to stick to the story.
So you reached out to somebody. They planned the bachelor party for a friend, a mutual friend of both of yours.
Correct.
The original trip was to Turks and Caicos.
Correct.
And there was a fee associated with that.
Yes, there is some fees that he paid out of his pocket for that I agreed to pay back.
And I have the proof right here, Your Honor.
I'd like to see that proof. So he said, we're going to go to Turks and Caicos. I'll pay for it. You pay me back.
Exactly.
And you said, okay.
I said okay.
And so and there it was.
We said okay, and there it was, exactly.
To the initial
All right, so what, did you say okay, or did you both say
Right.
okay?
She said okay because she's the ventriloquist guru, not the relationship
I said
guru.
okay because I'm his pregnant wife, and I said
literally
okay,
can't.
it's fine
But
that you
she's
go
his
to
pregnant
Turks
wife,
and
but when we
Caicos.
went to Turks and Caicos, it would be fine. But now it's Brazil. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. Oh my God, the ventriloquist is tweaking out because he's pregnant because he's going to Brazil now instead of Turks and Caicos.
Let's be respectful. We want to be respectful in the courtroom, and we want to be respectful to women. I see this receipt here. You did spend the money to go on the trip. So why did your mind change, or what happened that you decided you weren't going to be able to go after all?
First, sorry to interrupt, Your Honor, but first of all, the reason why I just feel like this is just wrong to begin with, because we both agreed to go to Turks and Caicos for some golfing.
Nobody asked her to go anywhere.
Coming up.
Her husband said she could text back. You text back a joke to kind of indicate really what it meant was, I don't want my husband going to Brazil.
Hell no.
We're back with the case of Gary Carter, who brought Cynthia and Luis Rodriguez to court over a skipped bachelor party.
Did you tell Mr. Carter that you needed to check with your wife, or did you just agree right off the bat, I'm going?
I checked with my wife first of all, because I want to make sure we're both on the same page.
So when it was Turks and Caicos, you checked with her?
Yes.
And what did you say, ma'am?
And I said Turks and Caicos was fine. But the moment that it changed to Brazil, that's when I responded in their group chat and I said that he was not.
Oh, you in the group chat with the guys?
I answered the group chat on behalf of my husband.
Oh, through his phone?
Yes, through his phone.
Okay.
Which I got permission to do.
All right, so you asked to do that?
Yes.
I was about to say you were on Team Too Much, but if he says yes, okay.
And the rule from the gate, bro, when we got the group chat was no wives or girlfriends allowed.
Okay, you're saying that as a
So
single
you
man.
you violated.
Okay,
Nobody's talking to you. I was literally talking to him. You need to stop talking to me because nobody's even talking to you.
Mr. Carter, I want to understand, Mr. Rodriguez, when the trip changed to Brazil, what was your response?
My response was...
I responded.
She responded because I didn't get the text message. She's seen the text message that was sent to me by him.
And then what'd she say? I want to respond back because this is a different place?
Yeah, I basically said a little joke in the beginning, and I said my husband wasn't handsome enough or wasn't rich enough to cheat on me while going to Brazil. He's not gonna celebrate. He'll celebrate when you guys get back. I don't understand why that's not crystal clear that my husband is not going. I made a little joke out of it just because I was in your guys' boy group or whatever it was.
Well, regardless, your husband said you could text back on it, so your issue shouldn't be with her. It should be with him. Her husband said she could text back. You text back a joke to kind of indicate really what it meant was, I don't want my husband going to Brazil.
Hell no.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. You wanted to get her approval as to whether you should go. It was a mutual decision between you and your wife. When it went to Brazil, she wasn't comfortable. Right. And so how did you notify them besides your wife's text that, hey guys, I'm not gonna be able to go?
That's it.
That was it.
And we haven't heard from him since, other than the cease and desist letter.
All right, now, so you guys end up going?
Yes.
How many of you end up going?
It was just me and Pete, after all. Adrian dropped out as well. But Adrian...
See, why isn't Adrian here?
Because Adrian is a man that doesn't have a ventriloquist guru up his backside.
So it's clearly something more.
No, hold on, Mr. Carter, I do want to understand, if there was another person that dropped off, why aren't you...
Because me and him have been in communication. Sorry for cutting you off. But me and him have been in communication. He agreed to pay me through Cash App.
And I spoke to him upon him getting back from Brazil.
So he's saying he's still going to pay for the trip, even though he dropped out and didn't go.
Yes, he's communicating with me. He's been a man.
How much money did you spend in advance?
$6,000 in total.
In advance of the trip.
In advance, I spent $6,000 to book the trip. Before we were planning to leave, I told everybody how much it was going to cost. It came up to $6,000, and I swiped the card.
You swiped the card after you decided on Turks and Caicos?
No, Your Honor.
When did you swipe the card?
I swiped the card right before I was about to swipe the card for Turks and Caicos. I got the information that it was going to be rainy season. It was going to be like monsoons or hurricanes, something. It's going to be really wet, and we can't play golf there. So before I swiped the card, I reached out to them and let them know, not her, but the other guys in the group. I reached out to them and let them know, hey, we're going to have to switch up. And hey, one of my friends in Brazil has a rental that they were not going to be using anymore. So they said we could use it. I told everybody.
Stop. So no charges have been incurred at this moment?
When I reached out to them to let them know the changes of the plans, nothing was swiped yet.
And when you got that message, that's when your text came back saying, my husband isn't handsome enough or rich enough to be down there partying with you all. He's not going to go. And hold on. And then, Mr. Rodriguez, did you ever respond back? Was it clear at that point in time he was not going?
No.
How is it not clear? My husband is not going. He'll celebrate with you guys when you guys get back. I don't understand how that isn't crystal clear.
Yeah, how could it get any clearer?
Stop talking.
Thank you. Thank you.
So basically,
Mr. Carter, just so you know, this is my courtroom and I run it. You don't. If at the point she responded, you had not incurred any charges yet, why would you then swipe the card after that?
That's where the miscommunication is coming in, Your Honor.
Miscommunication or assumptions?
First of all, I'm speaking to her. She already corrected her.
I'm asking Mr. Carter a question.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead, sir.
So basically, like I was saying, I sent them the information to let them know it was going to change. Everybody responded and said, cool.
I never
No, you didn't get a response from them that said cool.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I would assume being that we're all in agreement. And then you're talking again. Wow.
Excuse me. She's my wife. Keep your mouth.
I'm talking to both of you, bro. What's up?
Listen, Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter.
Okay. Yes.
Please. You look. Listen, Mr. Carter, pipe down. This isn't getting you anywhere.
Coming up.
Take me to the cease and desist letter. How did that come into play?
So basically, I found out he was slandering my name on a podcast, and I got upset because I do have a relationship business. I'm a relationship expert. So therefore, him talking smack about my husband and me on this podcast could be a risk to my business and my family.
We're back with the case of Gary Carter, who brought Cynthia and Luis Rodriguez to court over a skipped bachelor party.
At the point that you switched the trip to Brazil, due to it being rainy season, I understand the reason. When you got the response back from Mrs. Rodriguez that he would have to see you when you all got back, had you or had you not paid for the trip?
I had paid for the trip before I got her response.
That is exactly the opposite testimony that you just testified to.
Thank you.
3 minutes ago. So which one was it?
I swiped the card after she sent the message.
So the point is, you wanted to disregard what the wife said because you really wanted him to go. So you just figured he would figure it out and work it out and pay you the money. And you went on.
Well, like she said, it was a joke, so I thought it was a joke.
All right, take me to the cease and desist letter. How did that come into play?
So basically, I found out he was slandering my name on a podcast, and I got upset because I do have a relationship business. I'm a relationship expert. So therefore, him talking smack about my husband and me on this podcast could be a risk to my business and my family. That's why I sent him the cease and desist letter.
What did you say on the podcast, Mr. Carter?
All the thing I said on the podcast was that I have a buddy. I have plenty of buddies that's married. I have plenty of buddies that are married. So I never said her name, first of all.
With a relationship.
She's talking to me, not you. Oh my God.
Ms. Rodriguez, let him finish. Let him finish.
Yo, control your woman, bro, like how she controls you.
Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter.
Coming up.
I need to know what you said on the podcast.
So the only thing I did is I went on and I said I have a buddy that is married to a love guru. And I said more like a ventriloquist guru.
We're back with the case of Gary Carter, who brought Cynthia and Luis Rodriguez to court over a skipped bachelor party.
Tell me what I asked you. I need to know what you said on the podcast.
So the only thing I did is I went on and I said I have a buddy that is married to a love guru. And I said more like a ventriloquist guru.
Okay, so you're saying what you said 15 times in here.
Yes.
All right, and then what?
So that's really it. And I just said how she controls his relationship, controls their relationship, and she makes like decisions for him, everything. I know like in marriages, it's supposed to be a group decision, but it's more like a her decision. And then I just
But how do you know that when Mr. Rodriguez is telling you and testifying in court that they talked about it, he was okay, and he told her to text back? Why does that sound like they did not confer?
It sounds like to me that it was her making the decision for him. That's why he wasn't man enough to get his Twitter fingers on the keyboard and text that he wasn't coming.
And so you decided to send a cease and desist letter.
Yes. I decided to send that letter because I feel like what he said on the podcast could go viral, could put my business at risk, and ultimately that's money for my family. I think it's okay that I told my husband no for this trip, considering I am pregnant. Like, you can see my belly.
And she's speaking of slander. You should hear what she says to the women that follow her.
I'm an
the
advocate.
love guru.
I'm an
she
advocate
trashes
for women.
men,
Thank you
and
very
she
much.
teaches women how to control men and how to persuade men, how to do everything. So you have no.
Let's get some order. Ms. Rodriguez's business is not on trial here, and I'm so happy because I don't want to hear about it.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
You really felt like you should have at least heard from your friend directly as it related to the trip, since he previously agreed. However, when you switch a location distinctively, right, from Turks and Caicos to Brazil, that needs yet another approval, which is why you sent the text out, right? And you needed that approval. You didn't get it from Mr. Rodriguez. At the end of the day, though, he doesn't owe you $1,500 because you were on notice that he was not going to be able to go before you paid for the trip. So whatever charges you incurred on that trip are yours. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And most importantly, I hope the bachelor who's now married is having a great marriage. This whole thing about cease and desist, this is a waste of time, Ms. Rodriguez. At the end of the day, if you're a business person, people are going to have a lot to say about you. You have not proven to me that you really had any damages from what he said. People are going to agree with your tactics. They're going to disagree with your tactics. And at the end of the day, it's up to you through your business acumen and the way that you operate to show that you are a reputable person in your trade. I hope your friendship survives, because this is just a terrible thing to lose your friendship over $1,500 in a bachelor party. You all can do better than that. You're grown men. You should be able to talk this out and let them do it on their own. Do you understand, Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. With that said, judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the co-defendants. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Bro, it's insane that our friendship is being damaged over this woman. I don't understand why you don't see that she's controlling you, bro.
At the end of the day, y'all ain't friends. Period. It's
At
over.
the end of the day,
That's
it's chopped.
That's,
It's
I'm
chopped.
done.
Please
I'm
follow
done.